Testing. Hey everyone. So I got some technical problems, but welcome to the another live stream from EXTV. This time we're doing something a little bit different. I was asked to do a watch along for the CPL final. It's already 4 overs in. So like once again we had some technical difficulties, but we're in now with the stream. But we're up and running. So those of you, if you're just joining us. We did miss a couple seconds into it, but it's 29 for 1 for 4 of us. Guyana Amazon Warriors have opted to bat. Now, I will preface the stream, folks, by stating that I am a football analyst. So this is a football guy doing a watch along to a cricket game. So I'm just giving you all that. I'll mention that multiple times, so forgive me in advance. So those of you, feel free to join in and drop your comments. Once again, I apologize for the delay. This is a big final. I would have loved to have had this set up before. This is going to be really long. I'm used to 2-hour football games. So like I said, McDermott has 19, Hope has 6. It's 29 for 1 wicket, and 4 overs are gone. So I would love for the feedback from everybody in here to let me know. I'm sure there's a lot of cricket experts in here that could let me know what's going on and let me know if you all are hearing me. I know there's a couple viewers are coming in now, so let me know that you're here and if you're hearing me okay. And who do you think is going to win? Folks, you can head over to extvmedia.com where we have our actual cricket analyst, Vidya Ramphal. He did reports throughout the entire CPL giving us his thoughts. And, just to cut this conversation short, there's a decision pending. So we'll see how it goes, how that's going to turn out. So, folks, if you're in here, welcome. Vamos Argentina. Yes, Argentina is the greatest team on earth. Let's be real. I know this. So folks, let me know if you're hearing me. I did have some problems, so I missed the first 4 overs. It's not out for the decision. So Sunil Narayan, the classic number 4, one of my favorite players. Folks, just for a little background, even though I'm a football person, I do football analysis. I have worked in cricket before. I did work with the Trinbago Knight Riders back in 2020, the last time they won the CPL. We helped out with their media with an amazing team that they had. And it's been a while. A lot of people thought maybe, they've gone on to win some titles, but they're pulling up some interesting stats. Sunil Narayan, most wickets in T20. Rashid Khan, 672. DJ Bravo, 631. And Sunil Narayan, 599. So, pretty much doubt he's going to pass that today. So folks, I'm seeing the viewers pouring in. I'm very impressed with this. Like I said, I'm going to say this again. I'm a football guy who's going to try to do a cricket live stream. So like I said, feel free to drop your comments in there. Let me know your thoughts and suggestions, interesting facts that you would want to know. Be sure to like, share, comment, do those things. So I know people are just joining in. Ideally, I'd have liked to have, started a bit sooner, but, that's how these things go. Usually with football, I just go straight through the halftime, the intermission. I may take a little bit of a break. I am a little bit tired. But we'll see how things go. So folks, let us know what you think about this game. Guyana, I think this would be their 8th final in the CPL, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure about that. People in the live stream, you could let me know. Like I said, like, comment, it really helps. Let me know where you're from, because I know there are cricket fans from all over the planet. Do you think Guyana Amazon Warriors are going to get another title? Or are they going to be the bridesmaid again? I know there's a lot of banter between Trinidad and Tobago fans and Guyanese fans. Chicken curry versus curry chicken. I did some hilarious videos about that. And folks, if you're new to this channel, you can head over to extvmedia.com. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. Check us out on Instagram at ExtraTimeTVTT and my name, which is Andre Soklal. So folks, Orsa Walker, can you please put up a TV? I'm assuming you think put up the video. I can't for copyright reasons. We can't. I believe it's available for people outside Trinidad and Tobago on YouTube. I think the CPL has it live right now. And also for people from Trinidad and Tobago, it's on channel. I actually don't know what channel it's on, but it's definitely on the local television. So, I mean, Orsa Walker, welcome. I don't know where you're from, and I'm assuming that's what you mean. So, I can't put up the video footage because I would be violating, the copyright things. So, this is my first. So welcome, and I hope I could just kind of talk you through it and watch the game with everybody and see how it goes. Like I said, this is my first cricket stream. And if you're just joining us, it's 3 for 1. Guyana Amazon Warriors have opted to bat first, and 5 overs are now gone. I may not be a CPL commentator, but I will try my best. Also, Walker, I think I remember you also. Were you in the last live stream for the Jamaica Trinidad and Tobago game? Because the name sounds very familiar. And, I do get a lot of love from the Caribbean islands, folks. I show a lot of love to everybody, Jamaica, Guyana, everybody else. I'm not going to be one of those disrespectful people. I mean, I am from Trinidad and Tobago, so I will support Trinidad and Tobago. And people who really know me know I'm a big Argentina fan. I have this cup here. And for those of you who know what that is, I'll explain afterwards. Puran with a great catch there. Sunil, doing his thing. And folks, I'm seeing a lot of viewers in here. So like I said, for all you viewers that are in here right now, welcome to this. It's a CPL 2025 final watch along. This is the first time I'm doing a cricket watch along at EXTV Studios. I'm going to try to do my best. And like I said, feel free to engage. Let me know your comments. I'm not... this is pretty new to me. So, you could let me know if you're hearing me okay and things like that. So it's 33 for 1. We're in the 5th over and it looks like a massive 6, or as they say, a maximum. Am I doing the voice? A maximum! I don't know, it's pretty terrible. By McDermott. So, the Guyana home crowd is definitely roaring. They want to win this really bad. I know there was a lot of banter last year about the lights and so on. But so far, so good. So far, so good. In terms of how Guyana are going. I know I'm no cricket expert, but from what I've seen, it seems as if TKR seem to do better when they don't bat first. I could be wrong. That's just an observation I saw over the tournament. But they seem to be in amazing form in those eliminators. Puran and those guys was seriously on fire. So, like I said, if you're just joining us, 39 for 1, 5 overs gone. And my stream glitched a little bit there, but I'm seeing a pretty good thing. It's at a 4 here. It's stopped by Andrew Russell. It's some kind of flamboyant feeling here. I'm seeing Russell throwing it to Pollard. Oh, and they're giving each other the high fives. They look like they're in the zone. Pretty flamboyant. I like it. It reminds me of the old days when I was a kid. And I used to watch West Indies cricket, with my parents. And, that's when they used to really dominate. Oh, yeah, it is. I'm looking at the replay here. That shows a lot of confidence and, that flair. And I like how Pollard is giving them a high five. So it seems like they're in good spirits. And, like I said, folks, if you don't know me, I do have a little bit of a history with this team. I did work with them for a while, myself and Lawrence. And, so I am, I do have of course, I'm a Trinbagonian, so I would support the team. But more so. I mean, the squad is a little bit different. A lot of guys there. The last time they won, we were there, which was during the pandemic. And, now, obviously, I'm on the outside looking in as a fan. So, 41 for 1. And we're approaching the end of the 5th over. So, folks, if you're looking, David Green, cricket. Welcome to the chat, David Green. So, like I said, folks, everybody's going to enter. I'm going to say this over and over. I'm usually a football guy. I've always done football streams. But this time, is that a wicket? Yes, it is a catch. It looks like Monroe, folks. Is it? McDermott is out. The Canadian fans, Guyanese fans, sorry, are not happy. Let's see. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Netra Valka. I'm trying to see who caught it, though. It's a pretty good shot. Well, not good enough, obviously, because he got caught. It looks like Monroe. Yes, it is. Great catch. Monroe. So it is now, folks, second wicket down for Guyana. So, it is 41 for 2. And 5 overs gone. So we're going to see who's coming in next. Like I said, folks, I'm pretty sure, welcome David Green, that there's a lot of cricket experts in here. So we're having fun, folks. We're engaging. We're going to have a lot of conversations because I'm a football guy, which is hilarious. I should have named the stream A Football Guy Watches a Cricket Final. No, I know enough, but I'm not an expert. I know there's a lot of amazing fans out there. And if there's anybody from Guyana, you could let me know what's going on, and wherever you are, drop that comment in the live stream and let me know, and also like the stream. It really helps. So this is new. So I'm trying to see who came in there. Oh yeah, it's obviously Ali came in. I could recognize the beard. Mine's is not as big as his, but it's pretty good. So if you could let me know if you're hearing me and things like that. And what do you think so far, folks? Do you think TKR is going to get their 5th title? Or are the Amazon Warriors going to get theirs? And it's a massive rivalry, folks. If you're just joining us, welcome to the stream. It is now it's almost the 5th over into the final. 2 wickets. Colin Monroe with a brilliant catch. And so far, so good. Pollard looks like he's smiling. McDermott has been out for 28. And so far, so good. The thing I've learned about this game as a football guy who returned to cricket is that apparently, these games could change at any point in time. I could see like a scoreline being really low and then they hit a bunch of sixes. So there's a little bit of a glitch in my stream there. So yeah, folks, like I said, if you're in the live stream, be sure to drop some kind of comment to let me know that you're in there. And I know I started a little bit late. Usually we start a little bit before, so that way people could come into the stream and we have some discussions. The shot I'm seeing, you could see Hetmeyer and Tahir and those guys, sitting down, getting ready. And truth be told, I can't really say where this game is going. This is my first cricket stream. I said it before. I don't know if I could sustain my energy levels for that long, but I'm going to try and see if I could do that. So the replays here are showing this is first wicket, which I missed, so I'm seeing it now. So I think it was Pollard with a close range catch, and then obviously Monroe, if I'm not mistaken. Is it Monroe? It looks that way. It looks like it's Monroe. So I'm seeing the viewers popping in, folks, and I really appreciate this. I know there are CPL fans all over the planet. You can let me know if my audio is sounding okay, if this, how does the stream look. And I will repeatedly say, I'm seeing some stats here. 3 4s, 2 6s. Some cool stats from Kieron Pollard. So like I said, folks, if you are joining in, let me know your thoughts on this game. Who do you think is going to win? It looks like it's going to sneak, not for a 4, but a couple, maybe 2 runs in there, is it? From Hope. Puran, receiving the ball, looking all sharp. So like I said, this is going to be an interesting night, because I know for a fact, TKR wants to get back to the top. Bravo is in that coaching position. I remember when I was there, it was Brendan McCullum, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Brendan McCullum. And it was a totally different team. There's a lot of guys that are there that I remember obviously really well, like Sunil Narayan, Colin Monroe, Darren Bravo, Pollard. I don't know why it's slipping me right now. Akil Hussain. But the last time they won was in 2020. And that's when I was there. I'm going to try to fix my screen behind. I don't know why it's doing that. My cool background. So some people ask me if I could show the video, and I can't. For copyright reasons, I can't. So, I'm just letting you know that. So I'm hoping, like I said, I was asked to do this. I never did a cricket stream before. Oh, wow. I'm seeing a replay here. And it looks like it's a run out. Kevin Nanku, welcome. Welcome. So, Kevin, you see I'm trying a cricket watch along. Now, I watch cricket. I work in the CPL. I've been in the CPL, folks. You can check out our social media and see the fun content that we did. And, listen, Kevin, welcome. Kevin Nanku. Be sure to, folks, let us know where you're watching the game, what you think is going to happen, predictions, and so on. Those of you who do follow the show, we are doing a watch-along for the Trinidad and Tobago football team. But we're talking about cricket now, folks. So, like I said, I've done football before, as Kevin knows. And it's a lot shorter than this. And I hope I'm doing a good job and you guys are hearing me okay. It was hastily put together and I missed the first 4 overs. But I'm going to do my best. I may take a rest at the intermission. Halftime or whatever you want to call it. And like I said, Kevin and everybody else who's watching the stream right now, feel free to drop your suggestions, comments, whatever you think about the game. And, let me know what you think, because I'm a football guy. And I'm going to speak about this cricket match like a football guy. So that's a quick single there. And if you're just joining us, it's 45 for 2 in the 6th over. Well, it's 47 now. And, TKR seems to be pretty happy. I'm seeing Pollard all smiles. I'm seeing a quick shot of the analyst there. And for those of you who don't know, I did work with TKR back in the 2020 season when they won. Is that somebody trying to do a football move there in the replay? Did I see correctly? It looked that way. So, the very recognizable beard. I'm seeing quick shots of Bravo on those guys, Nikita Miller. So, like I said, when I was there, we did a lot of media, and you could check it out. It was I really enjoyed it, myself and Lawrence, and that was the last time they won, and it's been a while. And Guyana has been in 8 finals. Is that correct? I think it's 8 finals, and of course they only won 1. And I think they'd like to change that. They've always had strong teams, and we know the rivalry is very strong. Is that a 4? Yes, it is a 4. So I hope I get some of the pronunciations correct for some of the names. I'm very familiar with the majority of the players, with the exception of 1 or 2, especially TKR. So is that Ali? I pronounce his last name, but I don't know how to pronounce his first name. So it's a pretty clever. Of course I recognize him. I know he's good. So Guyana is going to want to win this at home, folks. So if you're just joining in, I'm seeing more people coming in, and I'm genuinely, like I said, I'm listening to the fans. A lot of fans wanted me to do this, and I'm doing it for you all. I was extremely exhausted. I actually did a lot of football and cricket. I was at the Brian Lara. I went to Barbados. I did not go to Guyana, obviously. So, that was almost a quick run out there. Pollard, bowling. So, like I said, everybody who's joining us, feel free to share, like, comment, and follow us on. Usually I put live scores up, but I did this in such a hurry. Maybe when it's at the break, I'll probably try to put up some scores on the screen, so people could join in. If anybody has any suggestions, I know how to do it for football, but I don't know how it's done for cricket. That was almost a run out. I'm seeing the replay. Just missed the wicket. Just missed it. I know Kevon pays a lot of attention to these things. So, like I said, a couple people asked me about the video. I can't show the video. So, McDermott was caught by Monroe. He made 28. Samson, as we say, a duck. Hope is on 12. And Moeen, am I pronouncing that correctly? I just say Ali is on 6. I know he's really good. I recognize him immediately. So Akil Hussain, another guy who, is good friend of mine. He's up. Well, I can't say step up to the plate because that's a baseball reference, and I'll be sounding American. So I'm not going to do that. So far so good, folks. What do you think? Is this good enough? Should there be more wickets? Is the run rate the right rate? Because the statisticians out there and the cricket experts, you need to let me know what's up. What do you think about this? Do you think this is where we need to be? I'm seeing subscribers popping in. I really like that. It really helps the channel. We also have a merch store as well, folks. You could check that out. Oh, wow. Akil Hussain, bold. I'm not a CPL commentator, but Akil Hussain, I don't know what that gesture is, but he is a good friend of mine and a great player, and I think that's great. So it's now 51 for 3. And is that Hope got bowled? It happened so quickly. I looked away from the screen. Let's see the replay. Oh no, it's Moeen. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Is it Moeen? Moeen. Well done, folks. If you're a Trinbago Knight Riders fan like myself, this is good. It's looking good. The last time in the final, it wasn't great. So, for all the viewers in there, be sure to let me know where you are. Let me know where you're watching the game, what you think is going to happen. Do you think this is good for the Trinbago Knight Riders? Amazon Warriors losing 3 wickets, but we all know this is T20 cricket. From what I've seen as a footballer, jumping onto this, that it could change very quickly. And folks, if you've been following EXTV, we have been covering the tournament. We have been present for the Trinidad leg, the Barbados leg, and we also have Vidya Ramphal, who has 25 years of media experience. He has a lot of cricket experience and commentary experience. He has been giving his take on extvmedia.com on every game, just his general thoughts. So it's great. You could check him out. He is the actual cricket expert. I would have loved to have him on the stream. I'm looking at the replay. Wow. you know, something, I don't know, there's something beautiful about seeing those bails light up and just fly through the air. You know, I mean, I'm a football guy, but I played both sports, and it's a very satisfying feeling. And to get this in the final, TKR look like they're in the zone, folks. I know, don't disrespect. I'm not going to disrespect Guyana. I know it's people talk about the whole chicken curry and curry chicken thing. You know, they're going to have to stabilize things really quickly. So like I said, if you're just joining us, I don't have the score lineup. Maybe at the break, when I'm having the break, I'll try to add it. It's 51 for 3, and we're in the 7th over. And Akil Hussein has gotten a wicket. So let's see who's going to bowl now. I can't see yet. Oh, okay, right. It's still Akil, right. Okay, I lost track. So they're having some discussions. Narayan using his experience. You know, Sunil Narayan, man, what a champ. You know, what a boss he is, yeah? You know, even though he's up there, I mean, a lot of people criticized some of the selections for TKR. And I could tell you from, not from a cricket expertise, but from interacting with them personally back in 2020 season, which was the last time they won. I understand the leadership qualities and, you know, the traits that we may not see here with these guys, you know, especially with Dwayne Bravo, Sunil Narayan, all these guys. At the time, there was guys like Fawad and those guys were there. So, you know, Sunil Narayan, you know, they have a proper winning mentality. These guys are ultra competitive, folks. Ultra competitive. You know, obviously, you know, a lot of the footage we have, you know, that's for TKR. So, you know, we did a little mini documentary. We helped them out with the social media, and they had a great team. And folks, let's be real. The TKR media team is top notch. They do not mess around. They do not mess around. So, you know, I'm not sure what's happening here right now. I'm seeing a shot on my screen at least at Bravo. So there's a bit of a pause. Hetmeyer is in. So Hetmeyer is the kind of guy. I'm seeing Bravo speaking to Hines. Is that Hines? About something on the sideline. So Hetmeyer is in. He's a guy who could change the game. So they're going to need him tonight. Is that a wicket? No way. Or is that a replay? My goodness. These are replays, man. You know, this is one thing. They need to put an R on the screen. Because like I get fooled a lot. I do get fooled a lot. Maybe I'm not an expert in this thing, but I get fooled a lot. Welcome, Anita Ramjit. It's curry chicken. Welcome to the live stream. Anita, tell us where you're from. How do you think this game is going to go? Be sure to like this video. Drop some comments, share. Head over to all our social media because it's looking good so far, folks. It's looking good. So if you're just joining us, it's 51 for 3 in the 7th over. Akil Hussein getting a good wicket. Hetmeyer is in. So he's going to need to step up for Guyana and really get things going. You could see TKR really wants to win this thing. I mean, they always do, to be fair. The last time they were in the final, it was, you know, disappointing. There's a video where I interviewed myself and the Trinbago Knight Riders manager. It was great. I have a great relationship with him. You could check that out on our YouTube channel. So Hetmeyer, Akil, nice ball. It's made Hetmeyer a little bit uncomfortable there. So like I said, all the cricket experts in here, I'm not a cricket expert, but I'm doing this because a lot of the fans of Extra Time TV asked for this. And like I said, I'm really exhausted, but I'm doing it for you all. I'm doing it. So I'm seeing viewers coming in, folks. Like I said, Anita Ramjit, let's hope don't cut their lights again. I know a lot of people are talking about that, folks. I know a lot of people, and you know, let's see. Hopefully the game runs smoothly and there's no contentious issues. So folks, if you're just joining us, welcome to the live stream. I don't have the score yet, but like I said, for those of you who are watching, let me know what you think about the stream so far. Let me know what you think about the game. It is 53 for 3 in the 7th over. And, you know, it's looking pretty good so far for TKR. It's looking pretty good so far for TKR. What I would say is, you know, these games from what I've seen, and I know there's a lot of cricket experts out there from all over the planet, that these games could totally turn on its head. You think a game is going to go a certain way, and then somebody hits a bunch of sixes, like Hetmeyer is capable of doing that, and all of a sudden the game is a completely different game. Hetmeyer, is it a 4? Oh no, well stopped by Monroe. Colin Monroe, one of my favorite players. Oh no, it's not Monroe, it's Hales. My bad. But like I said, folks, if you're just joining us, welcome to the stream. Let me know. I know there's a bunch of people from all over the planet. You could let me know where you're from. Keep dropping those comments. Like I said, also, I forgot to mention this, folks. I do this for the football as well. I'm going to do a random draw for all the commenters and the people who like and subscribe and share, not just on the YouTube here, but also on our social media. We're going to do a random draw. And, the prize is a Trinidad and Tobago football jersey giveaway. But maybe we can do something else, for the cricket fans. I don't want to promise something I can't deliver on the air. But, that's the prize right now. Obviously, this is cricket. So we're good. We could probably try to get maybe an autographed jersey with one or two of the players. That's the best I could probably promise. So, be sure to like, subscribe, and you viewers coming in. If you're just joining us, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, folks. This is a football guy doing a cricket stream in the CPL final. Guyana fans, I would love to hear what you all think about this game. Do you think it's going to be chicken curry tonight? Or TKR are going to do some curry chicken? The rivalry is intense, folks. So it is 54 for 3 in the 8th over. And Tariq, with that very distinct headband on his forehead, getting ready to bowl. And I, like I said, folks, I'm not a cricket expert, but this guy, I think he has been amazing. In addition to this team, I think they have a really strong squad this year. Like I said, if you don't know, I did work with TKR in a media capacity back in 2020. Is that a Hetmeyer with a... Is that going to be a 4? No, it stopped. So far, I'm thinking TKR is doing a pretty good job. I'm seeing in my stream here, there's a kind of anime style thing. Are you all seeing that? I don't know where you all are looking at it. I'm only talking about chicken and I'm getting hungry, folks. I am getting hungry. While we're in the stream here, I'm going to munch on something. I'm usually very healthy, but I'm actually eating some cake while we're doing the stream, folks. This is at the EXCV studios. Let me know where you're from. And, I'm seeing viewers popping in. So unprofessional. I'm eating on the stream. It's my studio. I do what I want. So, it's a little bit of a break here. Tariq with his very clever run-up. When I was younger, even though I'm known as a football guy, I remember I had a coach that was really mad at me because I liked football and I did not understand. I should just bowl different styles. I didn't know what I was doing. I would just mimic. At the time, it was Curtly Ambrose and Imran Khan and those guys, which I'm giving away my age now. Is that an injury to Tariq? I see he's holding his wrist. That's not good. I hope that's not the case. Folks, did you see the replay? Is he injured? Is my stream delayed? Okay, he got down low to stop that ball, and he looks in difficulty. Listen, guys, when guys are in pain, there's a face they put on, and that is the proper face. And then the medic is on there. That's Ruel is his name. I know a lot of people usually don't highlight the staff, but I'm going to do that because I know these guys. Ruel is doing his thing. There's Zeph, who's actually helping me with my shoulder right now. I actually have a tendon, so he helps me out. So the Guyana crowd, they're looking a little bit worried. I'm seeing a lot of worried faces in the crowd there. So, those wickets may have subdued the Guyanese crowd a little bit. And folks, I'm going to be one of the respectful people. I'm not going to make fun of Guyana. That's not my style. I don't do that. And the football fans could verify this. I love the rivalry and I try to keep it respectful. And I was at the Trinidad and Tobago leg. There's a lot of cool social media stuff we're going to put up. So you can let me know your thoughts. So if you're in, folks, be sure to subscribe, like. If you're just joining us, Guyana are 3 wickets down. We are in the 8th over, folks. And I think it's so far so good for TKR. If you're a TKR person, Hetmeyer is in. And hopefully, for Guyana, he could do something. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'm a Trinbago fan, so... I'm hoping for the best for us. So let's see how it goes. And like I said, I will tell you this, folks, for all the viewers in here, if you're just joining us, this is new to me. I'm a football guy, and I'm trying my best to do this. And I will say this repeatedly because I know people jump in and out of the stream, just to give you all a heads up. So it's 55 for 3, 8.3 overs, and the run rate is 6.47. So you cricket experts out there, let me know what you think. Is that good? Is that bad? Is that okay for TKR? For me, from my, superficial estimation, I think that's pretty good. There's a quick shot of the wives and girlfriends. I think I'm seeing Pollard's wife and the usual crew doing their thing. Very intent looking at their husbands and boyfriends out there. A quick single. So, folks, it seems as if Guyana are just trying to stabilize things a little bit. The crowd does look a bit subdued, folks. I don't know if that wicket sort of, this is a home game for Guyana. They are very passionate people. And I'm reading some of the signs here. I couldn't read that one. So right now, I think they may be a little bit worried. Hetmeyer definitely has a job to do to come in and really kind of stabilize things. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes if Hetmeyer is able to use his experience. Hetmeyer's looking fit though. He's looking fit. I know there was a lot of reports, years ago when people were talking about his physique and so on. But he's looking fit. So 9 overs, 57 for 3. And I think it's looking pretty okay for the Knight Riders. But it's not entirely bad for the Guyana Amazon Warriors as well. Viewers in the live stream, first of all, welcome. Be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what you think. I'm not just saying that because when you do that, you automatically qualify for one of our EXTV giveaways. This is new. I hastily put together the stream a couple minutes before it started. I was very exhausted, but I was asked to do it by the fans, and I aim to please. And I'm trying my best. If I would have liked to have a couple, a Sachin or somebody else in here with me. It would have been some fun dialogue. He could explain some of the little intricacies of the game that I may overlook. Sunil Narayan is in now, and man, I love Sunil Narayan. He's just such a cool dude. And how he bowls, call him the king. So Sunil Narayan, with that very distinct bowling style that I like. What a champ he is. And, I was talking about a lot of people were criticizing, the squad selections for TKR. And like I said, I'm saying this from the perspective of somebody who worked around them, not from a cricket perspective. And I could understand why, for me, a lot of people are saying, they didn't like the selection of Darren Bravo and a lot of the quote-unquote older guys. But these guys, there are intangibles in the game with people who win. And they say winning is a habit. These guys are winners. And I've seen them behind the scenes and how they do things. And it's very important to have these guys who are winners and who have won regularly on a team. Of course, you can't win all the time. And it kind of balances off, the younger players. I mean, I can't say Puran is young, even though he is, he's a veteran. And, it gives you that little extra you need in games like this. That calm. And it's something not unique to cricket. So having these former winners and players in there who have done it before, sometimes it's not entirely on the cricket ability. But these guys obviously do have that cricket ability. And Sunil Narayan definitely has it. And, he seems to be... Did he get a completely full... Wow, his over went so fast. Was that 6 dot balls? Well, I was talking a lot. My talking comes in handy in these live streams. So, folks, if you're just joining the live stream, it's 57 for 3. I think there was a timeout. Strategic timeout. So, I hope I'm doing this justice, folks. You're listening to someone who's football talk about cricket. And you're not seeing it on my camera, but I'm having... I think this is hi-fi cake. I don't usually eat this cake, folks. This is... I'm usually a healthy eater. But I don't have my dinner. So, at the break, I'll probably... This is the first time in my live streams I'll actually take a break because I usually do a lot of talking in the live stream, folks. So like I said, folks, all the viewers who are looking at this right now, I would like you to tell me your predictions in the live stream and in the comment section below, folks. And also check us out on extvmedia.com where Vidya Ramphal gives us his insight into everything, and he'll definitely have a write-up after this game. He has over 25 years experience. What a proper legend he is. So yeah, do that. I'm probably going to have to hydrate. So as you can see, 57 for 3. Hetmeyer on 4. And let me know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, folks. I know it's Ali, but is his first name Moin? Like I said, I'm a football guy. Forgive me. I know the majority of the names. I do know the majority of the names. And what about that wicket from Akil Hussain? Wow, that's proper. So like I could tell you folks, obviously I'm not an expert, but it's something. It's 10 overs in 57, and I'm like I said, I'm a football guy, but I know enough to know that that's not good, and I'm guessing that's why they're doing the timeout, to get their things in order, because with Sunil Narayan's bowling, cutting down the runs. This is looking pretty good for TKR, and I guess they don't want a situation like the last time TKR was here. I think they were all out for 60 something, which hopefully doesn't happen this time. So I guess they're strategizing right now, and for those of you who are just joining in, we had the pre-match press conference with the coaches, and both teams are confident. So these are really two strong teams. So to me, it makes sense that they're doing a timeout, because as it stands, it doesn't look good for me. But I mean, a lot of you viewers out there are proper cricket experts. So I'd really love to hear your expertise. You're probably watching the game. I don't have time to do that, but I'd really love to hear your thoughts. So there's a little bit of a timeout here. They're pulling up some stats. I'll take the opportunity to eat some cake, which I usually don't. And folks, I won't lie to you. I've been exhausted. I've been covering all the games. I've been doing football, putting up content. And I'm doing this for you folks. And I'm hoping you're all enjoying it. And give me feedback. Let me know what you think. If there's something I'm missing, if there's something you think that I need to talk about, drop your opinion. I would love to hear it. This is not like traditional TV. We're all engaged. Just like this cake in my mouth. And by the way, folks, if you're wondering, these are not prescription glasses. These are blue light protectors. I'll put a link below. If you spend a lot of screen time, it's highly recommended that you wear those, because the blue light does a lot of damage to your eyes. It messes with your sleep patterns and so on. I know, because I've been affected. So be sure to protect yourselves. So it's back now. Clearly, they were not happy with what was going on, and I'm guessing they're strategizing, and they're going to have to stabilize things and get some runs. So like I said, if you're just joining us, it's 57 for 3 in the 10th over. Is this going to be a wicket? It's up in the air. Is it? Oh my God. So there was indecision by the 3 players. It was Colin Monroe, Andre Russell, and I didn't see the third guy. So there's Russell's saying, gesturing to them, calm down. All 3 players sort of froze, which is not good. That would have been a lethal wicket if they got that one. So I'm looking at the replay here. So it was Monroe, Russell, and nobody really claimed the ball. So it just kind of fell in the middle. So you could see the annoyance. So Russell is saying, calm down. That would have been pretty brutal if they got that wicket there. So Bravo is kind of laughing, I guess. If it's one thing I could tell you, I could understand the leadership qualities, because they keep showing the replay. So Russell looks annoyed. So he has to ensure that he keeps his calm. And that could have easily been a fourth and crucial wicket. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise for Guyana. Wow, Tariq has a really... Oh my goodness. What a proper... Listen, that looks amazing. And of course he has his gesture. So it's an amazing... This guy, I love how he bowls, man. I love how he bowls. That's a proper... He just beat Ali pretty much effortlessly there with that. Such a distinct bowling style. Like, folks, you'll probably know the right style. And it's completely beaten. And I'm guessing he was foreshadowing. You can see Pollard, fist pumping the air here. So, wow, this is not good for Guyana, folks. So, they're going to have to really, really step things up. They're going to have to get some runs. And then let me know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Moeen Ali, bowled by Tariq. And that just looked visually pleasing to the eye, folks. Visually pleasing. So TKR fans out there. TKR fans. What do you think? I think this is looking good so far. I see Pollard is exchanging words with... Oh my goodness. I hope I don't butcher this. Iftikhar. Am I doing it correctly, folks? He's coming in. Like I said, I'm a football guy, folks. And I'm doing my best. I'm trying. I'm also eating cake while we're doing this instead of food, which is bad. I usually eat really healthy, folks. This is actually out of character for me. So if you're just joining us, I did this live stream like very last minute. And And I won't lie, my loyalty to my viewers superseded my fatigue. I was really tired. I was literally willing to sit down and rest and watch this game. But I couldn't miss this opportunity. It's once for the year. So Tariq doing that very clever run-up. It's almost like he teases you and lulls you into silence and then just takes out your wicket. That's what it looks like to me. Like he hypnotizes you. Like I'm looking at the replay. It just looks visually brilliant. I mean, whoever's doing the highlight reels would just love this. The Guyana fans, I'm getting some shots of the Guyanese fans. They are crushing their eyes shut. You know, that pause he does just before he releases the ball is hypnotic. It's very hypnotic. So Guyana, as it stands, 60 for 4. And we are now going into the 11th over. So I'm getting some cool stats here. Most wickets, Imran Tahir, 20. Usman Tariq, 20. Moti, 18. Shamsi, 17. And, after that, okay, it's gone now. I can't see it. But this is if you're just joining us, folks. I'm going to try to pace myself because I usually do football matches and it's a lot less. TKR is looking sharp, folks. Are we going to witness a historic title for them? It will be historic for both teams because Guyana. And folks, you can let me know in the comment section. I think this is the 8th final the Amazon Warriors have played in. And of course, the only one won. Why is my background only doing that? It's not cool. It's not cool, bruh. I have this cool background I did for you guys, and it's only doing that. So I'm guessing the screensaver is on my TV. So, like I said, when it's at the break, I'm gonna try to put the score up so you guys can see the score. I'm seeing a lot of shots of the Guyanese crowd. They do seem a bit more subdued. There's a couple of people, of course, the diehards. People in the VIP section notoriously quiet as usual. That's one of my peeves. Although I do go there, but I go in a media capacity. Of course, the people, the people's people are celebrating and waving their flags. I mean, no disrespect to the VIP people. I'm one of them sometimes. So Akil Hussain is back in. So it's now the 11th over. If you're just joining us, 60 for 4 Amazon Warriors. TKR are looking pretty good, but like I said, things could change. I've been watching this game. I'm not an expert like many of you, but I know enough to know that just a couple sixes and this is a completely different game. So I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Is that a quick boundary? Yes. He couldn't stop it. So is it Iftikhar? Am I pronouncing that correctly? People, you have to. Yeah, I need you all, folks. I need you all to help me out. So a well-placed ball got to the boundary. Wasn't able to catch it. I couldn't see who was running after it. It was just perfectly placed. They were not going to get it. I'm reading one of the signs. Let's go Warriors. Okay, a guy is blocking it. Guyana better win because the boss thinks I'm sick. So Akil Hussain looking sharp. TKR looks very focused, folks. I think, and I can tell you they really want this title. I mean, they always want the title, but you could see how focused they are. So to me, I think if they're gonna need Hetmyer and Iftikhar to really step it up, and really pump some runs in there in the next 5 overs or so, because it's not ideal. But I've seen situations like this completely turn around. So, folks, I'm not writing off Guyana as well. If there's any people from Guyana in the stream, let me know your thoughts. Who is going to win the game? Who is going to win this game, folks? There's a long way to go. There is a long way to go, folks. I don't think even the CPL commentators talk this long. They usually take breaks and rotate their guys. So, unlike football, I usually go at a very fast pace. I'm going to pace myself and enjoy my high five cake. And I was not sponsored by these people, so you can sponsor me if you want. Akil Hussain, a very similar kind of bowling posture. In, TKR doing a good job to recover the ball there. You can see Puran, marshalling his troops, being a captain. Folks, you can let me know what you think. A lot of people are unhappy with his game. Was it against the Falcons? I think so. Or was it St. Lucia, where he got sanctioned? No, I'm a football guy, so in my mind, it was no harm done. But I understand cricket is different. It's the gentleman's game, and there's a certain conduct that is expected. For me, it was nothing, but I understand. The rules are the rules. So you can let me know your thoughts about that. So Akil, is that a 6? No. Is it a wicket? Kyron Pollard, and he's looking to the crowd. It is a wicket, folks. Hetmeyer is gone. Pollard has that smile on his face like he knows something that we don't. Folks, the confidence is really high with this team. They are in the zone, folks. Is Bravo bringing that championship coaching mentality the last time we saw since 2020 with Brendan McCullum. Such swag when he caught the ball. Hetmeyer, that's a big loss, folks. I think Guyana fans, you all are going to have to be a bit worried now, folks. You all are going to have to be worried. Kevon, yes, a proper wicket. Kevon, what do you think? Is this the ideal situation for TKR? Can Guyana, salvage something from this? I'm trying to be as impartial as possible. Kevon Nanku is saying game over. This is not looking. They're gonna need. Guyana is gonna have to really step things up, and you could see when they took that strategic timeout. But Pollard, it's not just the catch, but you could see the confidence. I've been around these guys before, and when they are in that zone, folks, they are tough to beat. And trust me, not just with cricket, they are ultra competitive. These guys, if they play FIFA, if they play cards, anything, they are ultra competitive. I'm not saying the other team isn't like that, but I just had some experience with these guys. So, folks, 65 for 5 if you're just joining us. And the 12th over, TKR is focused. Yes, they are. I was telling a couple of people before the game, even though a lot of people were writing them off when they lost those games in the group stage, I saw a very focused TKR. They looked like, hey, listen, we want this thing. They're foaming at the mouth like a predator. Look at that stop. They look sharp. I've seen games where the ball bounces off. I'm seeing Pollard probably giving some gamesmanship, which is part of the game. And Kevon, you're right. They definitely want it. They definitely want this. So they're managing to get a single here, I think. But I'm getting a replay of the wicket. Pollard, the catch and look at the crowd is like, hey, we are in your house, and the crowd is silent. And Akil Hussain, of course, doing his very cool celebrations. He always does it. He gave us a nice shout out, and they were really nice to us during the Trinidad leg. There's a cool video with them just kind of healing us out. Kevon Nanku, that's correct. They were a bit disappointed the last occasion. When you say the last occasion, what are you talking about? Is it the last final? But it seems as if even though they were losing, it's probably a blessing in disguise. Maybe they were able to rest. Maybe they were able to, rearrange some players and try a couple things. Whatever it is, it seems to be working. But it looks as if the game is going in TKR's favor so far. Folks, if you're joining us, let me know where you're from. Kevon, Kevon thinks it's a done deal, right? Kevon Nanku and everybody else in the stream, let me know. I know some people are asking me to put this stream up, and I can't. I really can't. So it seems as if TKR has really contained this team. Bravo is having a conversation with Clark. And, he used to do this when he was a player. And I saw from just my interactions that one season I was with them, I saw the leadership, what he brings to the team. And I was having this. Kevon Nanku, I was saying Gamazon. Guyana Amazon Warriors has depth. Yes, they do. And folks, like I said, I'm very respectful. I know enough to know this is a very strong team. So I am genuinely surprised. And it seems like TKR has the hit form at the right point in time, and the momentum is coming through. And barring a monumental collapse, so far so good for TKR. The Amazon Warriors, yes, they are keeping the Kevon Nanku to ensure to keep the pressure on. Yes. They definitely have silenced the Guyana Amazon Warrior crowd, at the Providence Stadium. I'm seeing a shot here. Is it at the Prime Minister? I lost it. I only saw it for a second. This is not looking good for Guyana right now. Pretorius and Iftikhar. Tell me if I'm pronouncing this correctly, folks. I'd really like to know. And of course, you can let me know how am I doing. I'm a football guy doing a cricket stream, and I chose to do the final of all things. I could have chosen a smaller game, but of course, people asked, and we'll see how it goes. So if you're just joining us, it's 69 for 5 in the 13th over, and right now we have Pretorius and Iftikhar with 8 and 2 runs respectively, and we're on the 13th over, folks. It is not looking great for them right now. I mean, they have players like Shepard and Moti and these guys in there, so they have great players. And like I said, folks, I may not be a connoisseur of this game like many of you experts out there, but I know enough to know with T20 cricket, anything can happen. Anything can happen. And I hope I could sustain this. This is really long. I will take a break at halftime. And folks, if you're joining us, when you like, subscribe, comment, follow us on our Instagram handles, Extra Time TV TT, and at my personal Andre Soklal. Feel free to drop comments. Check out our content that we did for the CPL. Also, head over to excvmedia.com. Follow us on Twitter at Extra Time TV TT. Because when you do those things, you automatically qualify for a chance to win a prize. So, it is 69 for 5. There's a little bit of a glitch just now, but it's back. And they seem to be really stifling the Amazon Warriors. They can't seem to get out of their shell at this moment. And, this is not good. And, I'm seeing shots of the Guyana crowd, and, you could see they look a little bit distressed. I'm seeing, the usual commentators running through the crowd, like the always energetic Alex Jordan. She's great. She was always, when I first worked in the CPL, they were all very wonderful to me. So, I have a lot of love for a lot of people in the staff, the CPL media crew for Trinidad and Tobago. Amazing people, Dana and those guys. So they managed to force a single here. But even then, they're struggling to even get those singles because THR look really sharp. Really, really sharp. So it's now 70 for 5 in the 13th over. On my feed, there's some shots on the crowd here. I can't really hear what they're saying. But, they don't look happy, folks. The faces on the Amazon Warrior fans are of concern. They are contemplating what is going on. Can they come back? Viewers in the live stream, let me know what's going on. Let me know where you're from. I know there's a lot of people, when we do the football streams, they're all over the planet. But this is not looking particularly great. I'm seeing a TKR fan in the middle of the army of Amazon Warrior fans. And like I said, the expression says it all. You could see that stressed look on the Guyana Amazon Warrior fans. They are not happy. They are not happy with what's going on. So, you could see it's definitely a little bit subdued. And like I said, I'm not going to be one of those disrespectful Trinbago fans. A lot of respect for Guyana. The whole chicken curry thing, curry chicken, whatever. I visited Guyana many times and I love it. It's beautiful. I came with the Trinidad and Tobago women's national team. I came on my own a couple times. And I will visit again. But tonight, it's a battle between these two teams. Two big franchises. And to be honest, for a team that has been in 8 finals, folks, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the 8th final Guyana Amazon Warriors have been in? Or is it the 7th? I think it's the 8th. I could be wrong. Usually I have SuperScore giving me my stats, but that's for football. And in case you're wondering, I'm a football analyst. Just a little heads up, we have the World Cup qualifiers for Trinidad and Tobago coming up. Be sure to check those out. We'll be having our live streams and we'll be having our first giveaway announcement soon. So folks who keep commenting and subscribing, stay tuned for that. And if, like I said, if you're just joining us, it is 72 for 5 in the 13th over. And I hope I pronounce this correctly. Netravalka is bowling. And from what I've researched, pretty top class player. So things are looking tough for them. So these Pretorius and Iftikhar, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I know there's Moti and I think it's Shepard to come next. I know those guys are top players. My dad is a proper expert and all my uncles in this game, and work along all these colleagues. Work out amongst a lot of cricket colleagues. I have to pace myself, folks. So these two guys, from my humble analytical opinion, are not just going to have to stabilize things, but they also have to stabilize things and get runs. And as it stands, barring a blitz of sixes and an increase in the runs, this is not good. And barring a monumental collapse from TKR, which has happened in the past, not just with them but with other teams, this looks like a very favorable scoreline so far for the Trinbago Knight Riders. So Bravo and his team are probably very happy right now with this. All the fans out there in Guyana, I know there's a lot of Trini fans who went across there. I didn't go this time because this time I decided to dedicate my stream to the fans and engage. Because when I'm at the games, I don't get to do this. And even I have the dilemma for the next Trinbago World Cup qualifier. Do I go to the game or do I do the live stream? I'm trying to do the live stream at the game. And next year I'll be doing this at the CPL, folks. So look out for that. So I'm seeing a little bit of what's going on. Is that almost a wicket? Andre Russell looking sharp there. Just bouncing in front of him. But it shows the sharpness of this team. There's no slipping up. There's no misfielding. Even that little mix-up earlier with the drop catch between Andre, Colin, and I can't remember who it was. They're looking sharp, folks. What answer does Guyana Amazon Warriors have? If there are any people from Guyana in this stream, let me know what you're thinking. I personally think this is looking pretty bad for Guyana. Now, folks, I'm not going to write off Guyana. I'm not going to write off Guyana because there's still a decent amount of overs left. I've seen teams turn things around with less overs. I'll give you an example. The year I worked with TKR, I experienced it. That's the season they were undefeated. I think it was against Barbados. It was Trident at the time. They weren't the Royals yet. And they looked like they were down and out. I think it was like maybe 4 or 5 overs left. And I can't remember. Pollard ended up getting like 70-something runs. And they snatched it. So that's when I realized, as a football guy working with media at the time, that these games, you never know. I know that's an incredibly cliche sporting thing to say. But what do you think would be a good target, folks, for Guyana Amazon Warriors as it stands? Do you think 140 would be enough? Can they get there? Can they aim for higher? Are they going to get a blitz of runs? Has their confidence been knocked a little bit? And the weight and magnitude of this particular game is getting to them. And there's no guarantee that TKR would also get those runs, because we saw what happened the last time. This is not me being disrespectful. This is just me. I've seen it. But they're looking sharp. It's very difficult for them to create runs. I was going to say chances because that's the football guy in me. And if the car, they seem to have calmed things down a bit. But of course, they're going to have, sooner or later, they're going to have to pick up that run rate and get to a decent scoreline. Because I think anything under, I would say 120 is really bad. Doesn't mean that TKR is guaranteed a victory. Kevon is saying if they get to 120, that's pretty good. I think if you're Guyana right now, you definitely want minimum 120 in terms of respect. But try to get to at least maybe 140 and up. I don't know. I think it's possible. Don't see them getting to 140. I don't think so right now, but I've seen a couple sixes in there and the game will change, Do you all think, Guyana have the players to go on that blitz? With these two guys calming things down a little bit, kind of slowing the tempo. The problem is they're not making much runs, but with this format of cricket, a couple sixes and it's a totally different story. So, folks, if you're just joining the live stream, it is 84 for 5 in the 15th over. Andre Russell on the attack. And they're going to force a quick single here. Maybe 2 runs. Is it 2? By the way, this is their 8th final. Okay, so I was correct then. It was the 8th final. Hey, see? Not too bad for a football guy, yeah? Colin Monroe giving instructions. He's another guy, folks. These guys are experienced guys. not just for names. When you're winners, a lot of people have been criticizing even Darren Bravo as well. I think the return of Colin Monroe, Darren Bravo, and having these types of guys who are winners on the team make the difference. It's not just an over-reliance on friends or whatever, like a lot of people are trying to say, but these guys, and I've seen it myself, that short period I spent with them, these guys do add a lot to a team. They calm things down, they have that discussion, and Bravo as well. I saw that. So having, in addition to all that talent, but the skill and composure and mentality of winners is always important for a team. And, just like losing is a habit, winning is a habit as well. And I think that was pretty clever on them to bring them. And, is that a wide by Andrew Russell? Yeah, that's pretty bad. You don't want to be giving away runs. But I think I know what he tried to do. So Kevon Nanku, 2023 runners up, 13, 14, 16, 18, 19, 24, and 25. Yeah, wow, that's rough. As a fan of Argentinian football, I up until recently, Argentina had a nice run. But I actually survived 7 finals with them losing, and I know what that's like. So I empathize with the Guyanese fans. But I am a Trinbagonian, so obviously I want Trinidad to win. I have friends in all the teams. So, if I'm being like truly neutral, but I can't be neutral because it's the final. I'm a Trini. So the Guyanese fans, there's some people still in deep spirits in the party area, still trying to party and keep the energy going. But it is 88 for 5 in the 15th over. 3 balls in the 15th over. Andre Russell bowling right now. And Guyana needs to make some runs, folks. It sounds like I'm repeating myself. With 1 wide so far. Oh my god, is that one? Oh no, I guess it was. I got fooled. I thought that was a wicket. But listen, once again, they look sharp. There's no fumbling. Even like a ball being hit back at you. I've played some kind of cricket. I could tell you, catching a ball like that is not easy. I have done it at great cost. Yeah, you got busted earlier. Still wearing your cousin jacket. Oh, you saw that video. Yeah, a lot of people, if you want to know what Kevon Nanku is talking about, I guess you could head over to Instagram and TikTok and those places. A nice little shot there. I thought they could have stopped that. The Guyanese fans are celebrating. It's been a while. They got a 4. One of the Guyanese girls there are really dancing and trying to rile up the crowd. Good on her. So yep, it's been a while since it's a good, well placed shot for a 4. So I'm seeing the replay here now. Yeah, nobody was gonna get to that. That was well placed. Not seeing the cap in the background. Oh, so the cap is right here. This is the cap here. Given to us for the Trinidad leg. So we got a lot of cool merchandise. So I'd like to say thank you to Himinish and the TKR crew. Colin Board, Sheldon, all those people. They gave the media people a lot of merch. And this was one of them. There's a scarf here. And this jacket, which is really for my cousin. No, it really is for my cousin. I know that sounds like a convenient excuse. MD Abdur Rashid, welcome to the live stream. I'm only seeing 6s. Let me know who you're supporting. So folks, what I will do is at the intermission, I'll try to see if I can put the scores up because I hastily put together the stream. Because people requested it, and I hope you base a lot of these watch-alongs on your feedback. Like I said, if you're not familiar with us, you can head over to excvmedia.com. We have interviews. For a split second there, I thought Andre Russell was injured. Is he injured? Why is he walking like that? Is Andre Russell injured, folks? What's going on here? Okay, so he tried to dive for that ball, and he may have injured himself. The problem is when you're that physically strong, when you do make those kind of jumps, and I'm seeing Royal attending to him. He's part of the medical staff for TKR. They're laughing. When Pollard is laughing, that's not a good sign. You are in trouble. You are in trouble. Seen some Guyanese fans, it's still in good spirits. You've seen some of the female fans trying to rally the crowd a little bit, or maybe they're just partying, I don't know. You could see Tahir and those guys. I'm getting a shot there. So Sunil Narayan, the king, is in. 93 for 5. This is his 16th over. Doing his delivery is, is that a 6? Or a maximum, as Bishop says. Is that my Bishop impression? Pretorius with a 6. So like I said, folks, let's a couple 6s in there. And, the scoreline looks a little bit different. Guyana is not going to want to take this line down. So it's very premature. But, hey, 74 meters according to the CPL information here. Oh, I'm seeing some bubbles in the crowd here. So listen, that probably raises his confidence giving someone like Sunil Narayan a 6. The wickets, they have stabilized things a little bit. It's the 16th over. A lot could happen in the next 4 overs. There's a lot of room for runs mathematically. So, TKR is going to have to maintain that pressure. MD Abdur Rashid, let me know what you're from and who you're supporting. Welcome to the stream. Sunil Narayan here. Oh my god, it's the next one. Is it a 6? Is it another maximum, as they say? Yes, it's 2 6s in a row, folks. So Sunil Narayan. And just like that, it's now 105. So now that 120 target does not look as far-fetched as before. So like I said, folks. Like I said, this is a game you can't predict, and that's why I'm not gonna commit to, as we say in Trinidad and Tobago, put my head on a block, which is basically committing. Pollard face has changed right now. I think that ball hit one of those camera guys. I hope he's all right. Oh, he's smiling. Is that his second time he got hit? Because I feel like he got hit already in previous games. Oh yes, that's his second time. And he dropped it. So Pollard is having a laugh. It's good, in such a final to have the ability to laugh. And, these guys are warriors. Give them Okay, I couldn't read the sentence. But so, these guys, if Tekar and Pretorius could get some runs in there, it could put some pressure back on TKR. So TKR is going to have to ensure that they keep that stability. Oh, there's a little bit of a misfield there, but it was not costly. So I'm seeing some cool stats from the CPL here that's popping up. I don't know what it is. Oh, this is just a visual graph, so I can't really tell you what's going on. So they're just showing the different pitches, which is pretty cool if you're seeing what I'm seeing. So Kevon, everybody else in the live stream, if you're just joining us, Guyana seems to have sort of stabilized things. I'm thinking they're going to want to try to get to at least minimum 140. Of course, they want way more than that. It looked like they were on the ropes. But, 2 6s and a couple of runs, and all of a sudden it looks a little bit different. Iftikhar and Pretorius with a 42-run partnership off of 29 balls. And then you still have players like Moti and those guys. So it seems like they've settled down in the wickets and understand the assignment. So barring, a mistake or some, majestic bowling from TKR, Guyana may be happy, not entirely happy with how things are right now. So for whatever reason, I'm seeing CPL has a shot on somebody's foot. Is Andre Russell out? Somebody's injured. Did Andre Russell come out after that fall? Did I miss something? Oh wow, Sunil Narayan with one of his deadly balls there. It kind of bounced awkwardly. Could have gone anywhere. I'm seeing I can't see who was warming up there. So the Guyana fans seem to be back in good spirits. At least some of the crowd. Some of the guys still do look a little bit worried. The female fans seem to be in the mood. I don't know if the camera is activating them. So there's a little bit of a pause here, which I will use to have a piece of cake. And I will hydrate at the break, because I don't know how those CPL commentators do it, man. I mean, they probably have refreshments. I usually have a drink, but I don't this time. And my throat does hurt, folks. It does. I'm sacrificing myself physically. I am tired. I finally regulated my sleep because of the working hours. I've been sleeping really weird, so it's back to normal now. And I'll probably give myself a little bit of a mental break. Of course, we'll always have EXCV content if you're just joining us. It's 108 for 5 in the 17th over. And, they're going to have to... Is this going to be a wicket here? It's high up in the air. Is it a 6? Straight into the hands of Pollard once again. This is not good for Guyana Amazon Warriors. And Pollard, with the swagger of somebody who's already a champion, he's doing a little bit of a dance with Darren Bravo, who I know a lot of people criticize, but I like him, and I'm glad he's on the team. He is a boss, and he has a great sense of humor if you know him. And I understand why you have these guys around in your team. Sometimes it may not strictly be for ability, but he has it. But having those guys around that experience. And look at that posture when he did that, folks. Folks, Kevon Nanku, what do you think? And that clever dance, folks, rated out of 10, that little celebration, which was obviously rehearsed. Pollard looking to the crowd, doing that gesture. I mean, it looks good, folks. It looks really good. So Shepherd is in, and listen, Shepherd is also dangerous. You know, like I said, folks, even though there's a couple overs left, they're going to have to hit a couple sixes. They're going to have to step it up and just go for it now. And the problem is you have to run the risk, because if you don't go for it, you don't make the runs. And if you go for it, it's high risk, high reward. So Guyana has to go for it, folks. They need a lot of sixes now. They need a lot of sixes. In the 17th over, it's 108 for 6. A beautiful catch. Dwayne Pretorius caught by Kyron Pollard, who's having a great CPL, folks. A great CPL. Well stopped there by Akil Hussain. Is that Akil? So I'm seeing a replay. It was up in the air, and Pollard was just waiting for it. And that celebration afterwards, folks, was like, I got you. Pollard is in his zone, folks. He is in the zone. So if he opens up, we are in trouble. Yeah, I think so. I think so as well. And then, these guys are capable of just hitting a bunch of sixes and changing the game. So, Shepherd is in. Great player. Guyana really needs him right now to really get a respectable scoreline. And like I said, even though I'm thinking as it stands, they need to get to at least 140 to have a chance. What do you all think? They're going to have to get to 140 to have a chance, folks. And if there's one guy who could help them do that, it's Shepherd. So, these guys have a deep squad just like TKR. So, he's going to have to step up. Can he? Once again, well restricted by TKR. Akil Hussain. It's a no ball, apparently. So it's a free hit. Okay, so despite the good fielding, it is a no ball, folks. So far, let's see what happened. What exactly made it a no ball? So I'm seeing the replay, folks. Please explain to me why that was a no ball. Because I don't understand why it is. Is it how his arm was? What was it? Is Puran gesturing for a timeout? I'm wondering why. Also, Pollard seems to be upset about something with the umpire. So what's going on? What's going on, folks? I'm trying to read their lips, which I can't. He's very unhappy about something. Is it that they want the timeout and they're not letting it happen? So, viewers, let me know what's going on. I'm a little bit confused. Because it seems to me like his foot didn't cross the line completely. Also, they took it back. So, so I was right. So, I at least my cricket knowledge is correct. Because I didn't see what was wrong there and they took it back. So, that's good. Kudos to me. So, Shepherd is going to have to open up. I guess he's going to get a single here. 110 for 6 in the 17th over. And it's going to, 2 more balls in the over. 112 for 6. Guyana is in trouble, folks. They need to open up now. There's no time left. They're just going to have to go for it now. And like I said, if he goes for it, you run the risk of just being out anyway. But I mean, this is the final, so you're gonna have to go for it. So it's such a tricky dilemma. With all and then you have all these top quality bowlers from TKR. So you have Netra Valkar. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Is that a 4? Once again, well-positioned fielders. They are not getting that freedom at all in this entire game. TKR and their analysts and the coaching staff and everybody else have clearly done their homework and prepared really well. I've seen some shots of the Guyana crowd. They are not happy, folks. First, it was pictures and expressions of concern. Now they're not happy, folks. They are not happy. Also, I'm wondering, is Andre Russell injured? Because I saw a shot of someone, but you only saw their foot off the field getting a massage. And I know Andre Russell fell attempting to intercept the ball. So I'm getting some cool stats here. Kyron Pollard, most catches in T20, 400. Interesting. So once again, being restricted to a single here. This is not what Guyana needs right now. So I guess Sunil Narayan has come in here in the 18th over, 114 for 6 to kind of slow things down, stifle these guys, maybe get a wicket in there, use his experience. Got 4 runs, so it was a little bit expensive. His last over, he got 2 sixes, but not bad if they got a 4. So yeah, that's definitely something Sunil Narayan is going to avoid. Viewers, if you're in there, let me know what you think. We're heading into the last set, the last 2 overs here, and Sunil got hit for 4. And obviously, they're going to swing for it now. A lot of risks are going to be taken, and it is what it is now. So, it could be possible they go for 6s, they get caught, but they're going to have to go for it. So, Sunil Narayan here, 3rd ball. Ooh, almost stopped it. Is it going to make it to the boundary for a 4? No, it's not. So, they're probably just going to get a single. So, yeah, they're not making any sort of, upswing in the run rate at all. I'm seeing 6.38 as the run rate. They're doing a good job restricting them. I'm seeing Joshua De Silva, who's a player I really like a lot, and he hasn't got a lot of playing time at all, if any, in his CPL. Folks, I'd love to hear what you have to think about that. Top player. Is that a 6? Because they need those 6s. So all of a sudden now it's a little bit more respectable. It's 125. That ball boy just decided, you know what? I'm just going to let that hit the floor. I'm not even going to try to catch that. And this is what Guyana needs. They're going to have to go for it. They need some 6s, folks. They need some fixes. And if you're just joining the stream, folks, it is now 125 for 6. At the end of the 18th over, there's one more ball from Sunil Narayan. A bit of a costly over, but still not bad. A 6 and a 4 in there. Managing to get 10 runs off of Sunil, I think maybe 11. I could be wrong. Shepherd is absolutely needed right now. So more than likely they're gonna have to go for it. Singles are not enough right now. They're gonna have to go for 6s. So let's see. And Shepherd is definitely capable, folks. He was swinging for it there. He's gonna take anything he could get. And they were trying to do a run-out, but it's safe. Is it gonna be a costly? Okay, no, just a single. Darren Bravo with the recovery there. Sunil Narayan, 12 runs in his over. Or is it 13? I'm seeing a leg by there in the score. So, not ideal. You're trying to stifle these guys, but, it's forced them into a particular tactical situation where they need to go for it, which means they have to take risks. And this is the final, folks. So this is where you have to take risks. 126 is not good, folks. This is not good at all. So we have now approached the 19th over, 126 for 6. The Guyana Amazon Warriors are not at the place where they want to be. An attempt at a 6, he did not connect with the shot really well, but it was enough to get a single. But this is not enough right now, folks. But he is trying. You could see that. You could see the intent. He did not make the right connection as required, but it was enough to get a single, but definitely not enough where they need to be. So they may end up getting that 140 possibly that I suspected that they were aiming for. Of course, they would like to get more. Yes, you could see in the replay here, he just the bottom edge of the bat, so he didn't get that full connection that he would like. So, Netravalka, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, forgive me if I'm not. He's going to have to, is that a wide? I hope it's a wide. You know, you don't want to give away runs right now. All those runs come in handy. So, you know, it's a bit of a giveaway. The Guyanese crowd is not happy. You could see the occasion, the sprinkling of people in there who are clapping, but they are not happy. They need Kevin Nanku 135 max. I think so. I can't see, unless there's a whole bunch of sixes, I can't see it. So they're going to have to be smart. I felt they could have done a little bit better to stifle them, but Guyana they have made the score a little bit more respectable. Is that going to be a 4? I don't think so. Yeah, Pollard is right there. And like I said, nobody told me yet. Folks in the live stream, is Andre Russell out? Is he injured? Did he come off? Because I did see when he fell down, somebody was getting a massage, and I assume it had to be him. So yeah. So if they could keep this, I think Guyana would not be happy, but they're going to try to push maybe for 140 and try to get some sixes in there. It is 129 for 6. The second ball in the 19th over is not good for Guyana, folks. It doesn't guarantee that TKR is going to win, but I'm pretty sure they would love a higher scoreline. They're managing to get these odd little singles in the end there, so it's now 130 for 6 for the Guyana Amazon Warriors. The third ball in the 19th over. Pollard seems to be having a little bit of a little gamesmanship with the crowd there. Puran is giving applause like he approves. But this is not good, folks. These singles are not what they need. They're going to have to try to at least, you know, maybe get some 6s and 4s in there to try to just go for it now at this point. Just go for it. Try to get maximum runs. I don't think that's a wide, is it? It's not. Great. That's a good ball. So just swinging away from Iftikhar so he couldn't get onto it. I could see that in the replay here. That's not what you want. And you can see the anguish on his face in the replay. The anguish on his face. You know, Guyana is in trouble. This is not what they wanted. 130 for 6 in the 19th over with the 4th ball. Barring 2 6s, you know, this is probably going to be under 135. For sure. It's up in the air. Is this another catch for Pollard? And it's another one. A hat trick of catches, folks. Kyrod Pollard, who has had a great CPL, folks. And he is gesturing to the crowds. Right now, those Guyana Amazon Warrior fans are probably so they're probably so deflated. He's just on fire, folks. So I think it's 3 catches for Pollard in this match. And, you know, he catches it and he looks at the crowd. I'm trying to see that hand gesture he's doing. What a champion. Kevon Pollard is in his zone, folks. So, Iftikhar Ahmed out for 30 with a catch from Kyron Pollard. So if you're just joining us, we're coming down to the end. 130 for 7. 19th over. Moti is coming on. You know, I mean, I think this is not what they wanted. Of course, they would have wanted to have a lot higher in terms of their runs. It was looking really grim. They pushed to 130. This is not a guarantee that TKR is going to win. But I can tell you this. This is not what Guyana Amazon Warrior wants. They're at home. They're a proud cricket team with top players. And, you know, Imran Tahir and these guys would not be happy. Moti is going to try to go out with a bang here and maybe, you know, try to get maximum. And he swung for it. He went for the single. Is that a wicket? Is it? And yes, it is. So, I mean, he had to try for it. He had to try for it. So it's a run out. And that's it. It's 130 for 8, folks. Not a great scoreline. The Amazon Warrior crowd is not happy. They are silent. You could see it on their faces. Puran. Wow, that's actually a pretty impressive throw. I mean, he was very calm, collective, and he basically just bowled it, bowling alley style into the stumps. And, just to make the stats look a little bit prettier. So Kevin Nanku just put the trophy in the aircraft. They can try next year in Barbados. It's looking good, folks. And TKR, barring a monumental collapse, it looks favorable in TKR's favor. I can't see it going otherwise, but I've seen crazier things before. I think there's a lot of experienced heads. You've seen Bravo with a very calm look on his face. Usually, he's a very animated guy, and when he celebrates, the champion Bravo. It's looking good, folks. It is looking good. The last time TKR won, folks, is in 2020, and I was there. I worked with them. And it was during the pandemic. And it's been a while, and they've been wanting to get this 5th title for a long time. So if you're just joining us, it's 130 for 8. That's not good enough, folks. It's not good enough at all. So for people, if you're joining us in the live stream, for the viewers in there, let me know what you think. What you think about the live stream. I'm gonna take a break and see if I could put up the scores for the when TKR bats. So that way we could all engage with the scoreline. I'm going to see if I can add it while we're doing the live stream. So I'm going to take a quick break in a little while. So folks, if you're just joining us, let me know what you think. Is it a done deal? Is it over for the Guyana Amazon Warriors, or do they have enough to shut TKR down? I've seen crazier things in my life. I've seen teams get shut down for less scorelines. So like I said, it seems highly unlikely, but not impossible. But right now, it looks like it's in TKR's favor. And they have a little bit of a hand on the trophy. Kevin Nanku in the live stream thinks that the game is over. They're having their little, chat with Netra Valka. Listen, folks, please let me know in the comment section if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Kevin Nanku, not tonight, folks. So people in the live stream, I want to hear what you have to say, not because, just for the sake of it, but when you do that, you automatically qualify for a chance to win our prize, which is, it used to be a football giveaway, a jersey giveaway, but we could probably try to do something else. I may try an attempt to get a signature of one of the jerseys. When I meet some of the players, I can't get them all, but I'll at least try to get some. And so everybody who's commenting and following us and liking and subscribing to the channel right now, it really helps. So do that. For those of you, tell your friends, join in the stream. Let's hear the discussion, because I know everybody's eyes are glued to the screen right now. I'm going to take a quick break. I've never done this before on a live stream because this is a very lengthy game. So be sure to stick with us. Stay in the live stream. Drop those comments. Continue to drop those comments in the meantime, because I will return shortly. So folks, if you're just joining us, Guyana did not get the scoreline they wanted to get. So we're going to go head to the intermission, folks. And like I said, I'm going to have a quick drink and I'm going to come back as soon as possible and have the scoreline up. So folks, if you're in the live stream, be sure to stay here and I'll be right back. All right, folks, we are back. Let me know if you're hearing me okay. So the players are back on the pitch. I took a little bit of a break because those of you who know me, I do football a lot. So this is my first cricket live stream. So Guyana were all out. Oh, sorry, they didn't weren't all out. They made 131, which is not the greatest scoreline. I'm seeing a lot of people joining. I saw Get More. I hope you're still in the live stream. Get More. I know you're in the UK right now. Randy Chan, let's go Warriors. I'm guessing you're obviously from Guyana, so welcome. Colin Gill, Warriors all the way. Welcome as well. All you Guyana Amazon Warrior fans, let me know what you think. Are you happy with that amount of runs? Do you think that Guyana has the firepower to restrict TKR? Because the confidence is very high with TKR. So, Monroe and Hales are opening once again. I know Monroe was not having the best last couple of games, but he was really great at the beginning of the CPL. Did well to get them to secure their spot in the knockout stages. And, I think with a pretty solid opening here, if these guys play how they can potentially play, this could be very troublesome for the Amazon Warriors. So, folks, if you're just joining us, welcome back. We have resumed. I have refreshed myself and my throat with some hydration. I try to avoid soft drink at all times. Some health advice. No branding, folks, because that's how we roll. So, we're in the first over. 4 balls in, 2. Monroe and Hales opening, Pretorius with the bowling. So I'm seeing some Guyana Amazon Warrior fans in there. Like I said, folks, be sure to like the stream, comment, all those things. It really helps. For those of you who are having trouble finding the game, I think you could look at it in certain countries on YouTube. For the Trinidad and Tobago fans, I think it's on CNCC or actually maybe Channel 6. I could be wrong. And for those of you who are in the live stream right now, like I said, show some love, drop some comments, and let me know what you think. Could this be the moment TKR since 2020 get that 5th star that they're looking for? So, like I said, Colin Monroe, great player, a good friend of mine, and also a top player. He started off really well. Hasn't had a great set of form recently. However, the rest of the squad stepped in for him. But if they do what they're supposed to do and Colin Monroe steps up, and everybody maintains their focus, barring a monumental collapse, I cannot see TKR really fumbling this. It's not impossible for Guyana to win this game. It's not. I've seen crazier things in my life. For those of you in the live stream who are there right now, Randy Chan, Colin Gill, Getmore, who's a regular. I really love that Getmore is always in here. He's in the UK right now. I'm seeing a replay of his recent dismissal. So he got caught. This is one against the Falcons. So we're seeing his last set of wickets. It was actually, he was caught and then bowled against, that was the game against St. Lucia with Carrie Pierre. So 1 wicket, he was bowled and then he was caught twice. So, TKR just need to keep it together. We'll see if the Guyana Amazon Warriors rally behind their troops and really get that result, folks. We really need to see some fight from them. We have Shepard stepping in. If you're just joining us, it's 3 runs for 1 over. And we'll see how it goes. So, all the TKR fans, and let me know. Be sure to like the stream, drop comments, share to your friends, and let me know what you think. So, is that a wicket? Oh, it's a wide. Very scary. Monroe is probably having a bit of nightmares. But if Monroe is able and Heels are able to play how we know they're capable of, they have been the openers of choice for the majority of the CPL. Monroe has been brought back with his experience. And I think it was a brilliant addition. We spoke, periodically throughout the tournament. And I think this is the experience is paying off. Some of these replays are so tricky. It makes you look like, like you've seen something twice. So like I said, It's two wides. I thought it was actually a replay, so it's actually two wides. Welcome Maya Huggins. Show the game. Maya Huggins, I can't show the game for copyright reasons. I would get flagged. That's why I'm doing a watch along. I can't show the game. If you want to see the game, you can see it on YouTube. It is restricted in Trinidad and Tobago. You can watch it on TV6, I believe. And I don't know where else. That's the two places I know. So, Maya, if that helps, if you want to join in as well and have the conversation, let us know. But I can't show the game. I know a couple people requested that, but I can't. I don't have the rights. Maybe this year, but who knows in the future. I've been at all the Trinidad and Tobago games, the Barbados run. And we've been doing a lot of coverage. So you can check out the content at excvmedia.com, the YouTube channel, which is this one right now. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and check out our content. Also, follow us and like us on Instagram at Extra Time TV TT, on Twitter and Instagram, and also on Facebook and TikTok. We have some hilarious videos, folks. And it's not just doing it for doing its sake. When you do that, you automatically qualify for a chance to win a prize, possibly a TKR jersey. Usually it's a football jersey. So Colin Monroe with a 4. And, he's looking to start strong. The last couple of games, he didn't do well. Like I said, if Colin Monroe and Hales play how we know they can play, this game could be done pretty comfortably for TKR. But as we know, a lot of things can happen in this game. And there's another wide. So that is now the third wide by Shepherd in this over. So I don't know if the pressure is getting to him, or maybe that's some strategy. Like I said, I'm a football analyst, not a cricket analyst. I don't know if that's some sort of a strategy that isn't working right now, and Colin Monroe is connecting it. Varsha, Ganesh, we can't show the game for copyright reasons. That's why, we're doing a watch along. So you can join in and join the conversation and watch with everybody else. But we can't show the game for copyright reasons. So this is more like a fan interaction. This could be... Oh, there we go. So this is a very expensive over for Shepherd. 4 wides plus 4 runs. This is not a good start for Guyana Amazon Warriors. I don't know if it's the pressure getting to the team. They're at home. Maybe the weight of expectations and the fans. This is a team that this is their 8th final, and even though they won 2 seasons ago, this is not good. I'm seeing the expressions on some of the players' faces. Hetmeyer, Moti, these guys, it's a distressed look on their face. And if you're a Guyana Amazon Warriors fan, this is not a good look right now. Monroe is a very experienced player. And, he's showing his calm, even though he did not have a great last couple of games. Look, he just got another 4. So it's now 19 runs for TKR. And this is, they're in the second over. And most of them were kind of given away. So, like I said, if Monroe and Hales keep it together and do what they do, the Amazon Warriors, the thing about TKR is they have so much firepower. But, we've seen in the past sometimes, there's a collapse. And if one player goes out, a lot of them follow. But to be fair, in the eliminators and the knockouts, they did show a lot of consistency. And players stood up and the others didn't. And in fact, Colin Monroe in the knockout stages was the only one from a batting perspective that didn't really play to his potential. But that's why you have a team stacked as TKR. And Guyana Amazon Warriors has a great team as well. So, Guyana Amazon Warrior fans, is this a done deal? Is it over? Or can the Guyana Amazon Warriors do enough to stifle this TKR team and maybe, make them buckle under the pressure? Put on that game face and maintain that you still have the composure, because the opposition and experienced players like Colin Monroe and Bravo and all these guys, they're going to see this and be like, wow, we have this. In any sport, once you have that psychological advantage, it's trouble. I'm seeing a replay here, and that's not a good look, and they're trying to calm him down. I'm seeing there's a possible injury, but I think this is probably strategic to just kind of get them to calm down and have some conversations. Imran Tahir and, these guys need to have a conversation and say, hey, listen, let's calm down and just play this game. Because this is 2 overs and they're already at 20 if they're going at this rate, this could be a quick victory for Trinidad and Tobago. I think right now, I'm looking at the stream here. I think it's the sport minister of Guyana, I believe. I'm not sure. You could tell me if that's the case. And folks, if you're just joining us, it is 20-0, and we are in the second over. They're dealing with a bit of an injury. Shepherd is having a very costly over with 5 wides, and also 4 fours. I mean 3 fours. This is not good. Folks in the live stream, if you're just joining us, be sure to like, share the stream with whoever you want to join in with. The people who can't see the game, I'll do my best to try to do this. I'm doing this because it was requested by the fans to do the watch-alongs. We do a lot of football as well. And this is not looking good for Guyana, and you're seeing the fans look a bit defeated. So Hetmeyer is having a discussion with Shepherd, probably telling him, okay, listen, calm down, showing that experience. You can see the Amazon Warrior fans are looking a bit distressed, trying to put up a bit of a positive spin on this. So folks in the live stream, I know your eyes are glued to the TV wherever you all are. We're watching this together. Could this be TKR on the verge of getting their 5th star that they haven't got since 2020? And a little bit of insight. Some people asked me this before and other things. I did work with TKR in 2020 when they last won as their media along with Lawrence. And, it's been a while and they want this title. And they look really sharp. Colin Monroe looking completely calm with an effortless, well-placed 4. This is... If you're a Guyana Amazon Warrior fan, you must be looking at this and be very worried. Very worried. This has been a very costly second over for Guyana. They look, at least externally, psychologically defeated right now. I know a lot of people are cracking jokes about the lights. I'm not gonna get into the disrespectful banter. As a Trinbagonian, I'm not gonna do that. I have respect for both teams, and Colin Monroe looks comfortable. And as I said repeatedly, Monroe and Hales, if they play even half of what they're capable of, they should be able to usher the Trinbago Knight Riders in the right direction. So, like I said, a very, very subdued Guyana Amazon Warrior crowd. You could see the expressions on their faces where they are entertaining the possibility of, listen, oh no, not again. Are they going back to being the bridesmaid, never the bride? I'm pretty sure Guyana has to put up a fight. This is where they're going to have to show what they're made of and really try to put some pressure on TKR to stifle those runs, because they are looking way too comfortable at this stage. Monroe already on 17. So if you're just joining us, it is 27-0 in the second over of the innings. And like I said, I'm a football guy and I'm trying my best. I did. Let me adjust my mic. I usually don't sit this long. I usually do football streams. But if you're just joining us, this is looking good, folks. It looks like TKR. Is this a 6, or as they say, a maximum? That's my Ian Bishop impersonation. Monroe is on fire, folks. Monroe is on fire. We're in the second over, 33-0. Monroe is on 23 off of 13 balls. And this is the Monroe that we all know. And he seems to be saving his performances for the final. He started off really well. He was a bit off form in the last 2 or 3 games. And, this is what anybody who's a TKR fan wanted to have that start. Because in the eliminators, even though he didn't perform well, the other batsmen stepped in. And if you could open strongly like this is a guy who has won before. This is looking ominous for Guyana. I'm seeing him doing a hand gesture for you cricket fans. Is that something I don't know? Bishop is having a chat on the sidelines. I'm pretty sure, the minister, if that's who I think it is, would probably be distressed and want to look at the game. I'm seeing a couple little B-roll shots, cutaways to people in the stands in the VIP section. Moti and these guys do have a dejected look. And it seems to be like the tension is already building. There seems to be a little bit of a attempt to try to maybe possibly use psychological warfare to maybe try to disrupt TKR. Because the possibility of losing, Hetmeyer shaking his head, and I think this is not a good look for the Amazon Warriors, because it seems as if, at least from the psychological aspect, they seem already broken, and they need to calm down and just focus, because that's not doing them any favors right now, because this looks like a very focused Knight Riders, and there's a wicket, and it's Colin Munro. So something's going on, because usually Munro is a very calm guy and he's saying something. But, 23 is okay. I think they did enough, so maybe it did work. Maybe it did enough to destabilize Munro. And there's a wicket, so he's out for 23. But that's not bad. That's not bad. The last couple games, he did not make much. But I think he seems very angry, folks. It's very rare I've seen him like this. He's super pissed off. I've very rarely seen Colin Munro like this. I think it's just the magnitude of the final and the emotions, but he's really pissed off. Something he's not happy with, and we'll probably hear about it afterwards. If they win, they probably would not. So it's 33 for 1 if you're just joining us in the second over. Colin Munro is out, and Puran is coming in. And like I said, nothing is set in stone, folks. This game is not over until it's over. I've seen crazier things. I've seen teams collapse. TKR has collapsed in finals before. The last time they were in the final, they did not do well. But I think this time they're going to try to avoid that. I think Munro did a really good start. But kudos to Guyana for possibly destabilizing him a little bit and getting that wicket. Something was clearly done, and there were some words exchanged, so maybe we'll get some insight from Colin Ball. Also, I'm seeing a replay here. So this guy definitely went in Colin Munro's face. And like I said, I know Colin Munro, and he's a very chill guy. And sometimes these games get very heated. It's a heated rivalry. And even then, he's normally very chill. So I've never really seen him pissed off like that. So you could even see when he was walking off the pitch, they were giving each other words. So they're showing the replay here. So just confirming that the ball did make contact with the bat. So folks, let me know in the live stream. I know your eyes are glued to the TV. Can Amazon Warriors make something of this game? Can they force TKR into collapse? Can they basically take them out? Let me know. Let me know if you guys think they can do it. I think they can. But I think it's very difficult. It's very, very, very difficult to do such. So with Colin Munro out, they were going pretty solid. I think for Guyana, this is what they would have wanted to kind of break up that momentum, because he was looking really calm. And I guess the psychological game did work. And he lost his cool. So Puran is facing Pretorius, taking his time, being calm. He has to make sure that there's not a quick loss of wickets, which will then apply pressure to TKR. But I think it's a good start so far. For Munro. That costly over from Shepherd may prove to be the undoing, I think. So like I said, welcome to everybody in the stream. Get more, Randy Chan, Colin Gill, Vidya, Mary, Vasha. Let me know where you all from. Welcome to the live stream. Usually we do football live streams. Usually I put the score on the live stream. But this was a hastily put together live stream. So in fact, I think I'm going to try to put it while we're talking. So let me try that. So while we're talking, I'm going to multitask, because that's the technology we have now. Let's see if I can do this. So this is... I'm going to try my best. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'll try my best. I'm doing this on the fly, folks. This is crazy. A lot of people don't do this, but I'm going to try to do it. So while this is going on, I'm going to try to put this on. So let's see if I'm very tech savvy enough to do that. Let's see. So it's 34 for 1. I'm trying to keep contact with everything I'm seeing. There's something going on as a review. My goodness, you can't even look away at this game for a couple seconds. So people in the live stream, let me know what's going on. Is it a possible second wicket, which would be very good for Guyana Amazon Warriors, if that's the case. So they're checking the ball. It looks legit. It looks legit so far. I'm trying to look at the replay here now. So they're checking to see if there's contact with the ball. It seems like there's no contact with the bat. It seems like the ball strikes under Puran's, like his chest area. I mean, I think he's safe, but I don't know. People, let me know what you think in the comment section. So I'm trying to pull this up for you guys. I'm not doing a good job so far because it's not working. Okay, so he's good. It didn't look like anything to me, but apparently that's not the case. So if I'm pausing for a couple seconds because I'm trying to pull up the scoreline for everybody here. And it's very difficult to get these things. I'm trying to do this while we are live. It's proven to be a little bit difficult. Let's see if I can do this. Nope, it's not working. So if you're just joining us, it's 34 for 1. And TKR already lost Colin Monroe. And we're in the third over. And there was an appeal for Puran, but it was rejected. So, you know, folks, can the Amazon Warriors come back? So I'm looking at a replay here, and to me it looked pretty obvious. It was not an out. So I'm trying to pull up the score here. So I'm gonna try another way to pull up the score. So you can see Monroe, but Monroe was not happy, and I could tell you this: I've never really seen Colin Monroe like that. He looked very angry, which is kind of out of character. And we'll probably find out sooner or later, definitely. So I'm trying while we're speaking to pull up the score lines, but I'm having a hard time here, folks. I'm having a hard time with it because, like I said, I hastily put the stream together. And I hope everybody's enjoying it. And it seems to be proving to be more difficult than I thought. But I will try. I will try to get something up. So I'm going to try another link. So at least you could see it on the screen. So I'm going to try this one now. I'm guessing possibly for security reasons. Some of them may not be on. Okay, I think I may be onto something here, folks, which should help. So I'm going to try this out, and I hope it works. I hope it works. Oh, no luck so far. There was a little bit of silence because I'm trying to pull this up for you, so I'm willing to sacrifice a few seconds. to see if I could get this for you all. I'm not having any luck. I'm gonna try again. Pretorius. Puran, keeping things a little bit steady. So, folks, you need to let me know what you think. Do you think that, this is a done deal for Amazon Warriors? They're going to have to get some wickets and stifle the runs of TKR, or else I think it's game over. I think it's absolutely game over for them. So, we'll see. We'll see. So, let me try. I'm trying to get the score line for everybody here. It's proving to be very difficult, but I think I may be in luck finally. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try. I think I may be able to pull it up here. And I'm going to put it on my screen, and I hope it works. So let's see. Let's see if it works. So folks, I think I may have been successful. There we go. There we go. I'll see if it's updating. So Trinbago needs 92 runs from 92 balls. That's what's going on, folks. That's what's going on. So that's hopefully it refreshes and we get to see the score. So I was willing to sacrifice a little bit. So while I was doing this, I hope I didn't miss anything. And of course I did. Puran is out. You can't sit still in this game, folks. So there's a second wicket. Puran is out. Caught by Shepherd. Let me fix my background, folks. So, this is not what TKR wants. We've seen in the past, and it will prey on the paranoia of some Knight Riders fans of the team collapsing in the past. So, Bravo. A lot of people have criticized the inclusion of Darren Bravo. I'm a huge fan of him. I am a huge fan. Where, he definitely. I'm realizing my scoreline is blocking the comments. So I'm going to shift it around a bit to the top of the screen here. So it's going to move a little bit now, folks. So let's take a look. While I was setting up this score, I missed it. So caught. All right. Yeah, it was pretty legit by Shepherd. So this is, if you're an Amazon Warrior fan, this is promising. This is absolutely promising. So Cricket 25, my Cricket thumbnail or Cricket scoreboard. Banter. I don't know what that means. Cricket 25. Scoreboard, banter. But it's on. So that's two crucial wickets. I think Guyana may be a bit more, defeat may be a little bit more restored. It was looking pretty grim in the beginning. But that's a pretty easy 4 there by Darren Bravo, showing a lot of composure. And I have to admit, I'm seeing a lot of the faces and the expression of the Guyana Amazon Warrior players look distressed. I'm seeing, the players holding their head in their hands and a lot of emotion. And I'm guessing now it comes down to how calm the Trinbago Knight Riders are. I could see Hetmeyer trying to gesture to his players, relax. It is a monumental task for the Amazon Warriors, but not impossible. They already got 2 crucial wickets with Monroe and Pollard. Darren Bravo is going to have to show his experience. I remember the last time he was in a final, I was there working with the Trinbago Knight Riders. Him and I believe it was maybe Lendell Simmons. And this is a guy who has been there before. He knows what it takes. You need thumbnail or cricket scoreboard, yes or no? Well, I mean, it's a last-minute stream I put together, so hopefully, this screen I have on the board here works well enough. Next time, I usually have pretty cool scoreboards for the football, but I did this at the last minute. So, I think it's okay for now. I think this one I have on the screen works pretty well. It's not ideal, but it works pretty well. So if you're just joining us, it is 43 for 2. With 5 overs gone. Moti's coming in. It looked a little bit daunting for the Guyana Amazon Warriors in the beginning, but they got Colin Monroe out and also Puran. And TKR is going to have to be very wary that they don't have one of those collapses where just a whole bunch of guys go down the wickets. They don't want to go there and put pressure. They need to be calm. And, they're going at a decent amount of runs right now. For the cricket experts out there, the target is 131. And you have Hales and Bravo. Like I said, a lot of people criticize Bravo being in the team. I think in addition to his cricketing traits, I know a lot of people argued, he hasn't been in the top levels for a while. But I think, his leadership qualities and, there's things that you need out in addition to the skills. And I think he brings that, along with Colin Monroe and other guys. So Guyana needs right now to really try to kind of continue this stifle TKR, maybe force him to get some results and, have a psychological thing. Because initially, if we went back to like the second over, Guyana looked broken up until Colin Monroe was out. So whatever psychological game that was played, it got Monroe out because I've never seen him that upset. And, Guyana, like I said, I'm not going to be premature with this. Guyana has in the past, and TKR and other teams, this is teams have collapsed before. So let's see, can Guyana do it? Guyana fans, I'm sure you guys are at home. You guys want to win. You want to get that second title. TKR are the biggest rivals. This is where you all need to rise to the occasion. So Moti versus the experienced Bravo. This is the big stage, the final, and he needs to rise to the occasion. So viewers out there, if you're just joining us, it is 42 for 2 in the 5th over. TKR has already lost Puran and Colin Monroe. It looked to be a very shaky start from the Guyana Amazon Warriors, a very costly over from Shepherd. But then they got 2 wickets, Nicholas Puran being out. So, Bravo is going to have to show his calm. And like I said, he's done this before. I know a lot of people criticize him, but I'm a huge fan. And not just because I know these guys and I work with them. So, they're taking their time, kind of stabilizing things. They're going to have to use all their experience. And we'll see how it goes. Now, a lot of people are already telling me it's a done deal. Guyana, Amazon Warriors, done. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not going to be disrespectful to Guyana or any team. I think anything can happen. So let's see how it goes. I've never done a long cricket stream before, folks. This is my first time. I'm a football analyst doing cricket at the request of the viewers out there. I'm hydrating, which is very good. I don't drink enough water, folks. Folks, make sure to hydrate as much as possible. Hydrate, drink a minimum if you can. 8 glasses of water per day. Get your electrolytes in. This is not a medical channel, but take care of yourselves, people. So, I'm also not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Is it Moeen? Like I said, I'm a football guy. So if you're just joining us, Trinbago needs 86 runs from 84 balls. I think with the experience TKR has, I think they should be good enough to see this out. However, Guyana Amazon Warriors are also capable of, as you can see, how quickly that changed. TKR looked very solid for the first 2 overs. Guyana looked like they were mentally done. And then all of a sudden, 2 wickets were done. Puran and Monroe. I think Monroe did a good job. Bravo with a swing and miss right there. So they're going to need Bravo to really be calm and also, keep getting some consistent runs in there. So I'm looking at the replay here. He was well beaten. And yes, that ball just barely missing the wicket. Just barely missing it. Swinging. I think if the keeper got good contact with that ball, it would have been gone. Bravo, that precision shot between the space, getting a single. And, just enough to calm things down. You don't want it to be too calm because you need to make some runs to really stabilize things. But, if there's one guy, the last time they won, Darren Bravo was very crucial. So in the replay you're looking at here, If the keeper managed to hold on to the ball, he could have possibly run him out as well. But he was well beaten. Very good delivery there. So at this point in the game, there's a lot of nerves. I think, everybody needs to calm down. And like I said, I think Bravo and Hales do have the match experience. And particularly Bravo. I know, like I said, multiple times, a lot of people have criticized Bravo's inclusion. I'm not one of those people. So Hales, a pretty safe single there. 47 for 2. And with 6 overs, approaching the 7th over. TKR started off pretty hot and sweaty, and then, those 2 quick wickets. Amazon Warrior fans, TKR fans, let me know what you think. Is this done? Is it a done deal? Is it time to go home? People are telling me this. I'm not saying this. I want to hear your thoughts. I know it's really tense. People's eyes are really glued to the screen right now. But I don't know, man. I don't know. This is, at this point, if Bravo on Heels could keep that calmness that I thought maybe, Monroe was having, I think this is almost done. I'm seeing a lot of people in the other live streams saying, that it's pretty much done. Even some of the Guyanese fans are saying it's almost done. And, I don't know. You guys are going to have to let me know what you think. So, they're keeping it steady. Making little odd little singles in there. So, at least keeping the runs going. Do you think that's enough? I think they're not under too much pressure, but then Guyana is doing an okay job stifling them. But they're gonna have to try to get some more runs on the board. You don't want a situation where you play it too safe. But hey, I'm not the coach. That's a good thing. I could sit here on my chair and give my thoughts. And I won't lie, this is one of the longest streams I ever did. I'm going to have to stretch afterwards. I was very exhausted, and I did this for the EXTV fans. So if you're just joining us, Trinbago Knight Riders, 49 for 2. We're now on the 7th over. Tahir is about to bowl, and the target is 131. As you can see on the score that we pulled up, Trinbago needs 82 runs in 78 balls. So I managed to pull up a little bit of a scoreboard at the last minute. So the Guyana Amazon Warrior crowd is a little bit back in it. The first 2 overs, it looked like they were down and out. But it's still, this game could go all over the place. An appeal to the umpire. They're looking at it. Okay, interesting. The umpire is going to take a look at it. I'm going to take a look at my replay, folks. You can let me know if you think it's what it is. I'm not seeing the replay, so I can't tell, but the decision is pending. That would be a crucial wicket for Guyana and shows that the game is far from over. So I'm seeing his foot is well within. He's safe. He's good. He's good. He's way inside, and kudos to him. Very easy decision. Maybe a waste of an appeal, because with my naked eye, I saw it. But maybe it's a psychological thing. Who knows why they do those things. Because they did do enough to kind of throw Colin Monroe off. So, it's far from over, folks. I think it could go anywhere. Tahir is a guy who's very competitive. And at any point in time, the batsmen for TKR could explode. But I think Guyana has done a good enough job so far to stifle the Amazon Warriors. I'm seeing, the couple of TKR fans sprinkled in the crowd there, looking a little bit, quietly optimistic. The Amazon Warrior fans look a little bit more worried because I think, they're at home. They have been in finals before. There's a little bit of PTSD for them. And it's going to be tricky to maneuver this scenario. So there's 50 for 2. A lot of people might be saying, the run rate is 6.67 and required 6.48. So, they're continuing to get those little singles and the runs are flowing. And I think, they're doing a good job of stabilizing things. So, Bravo looking a bit calm. And he gets a well-placed 4, folks. So, he's calming down. I'm seeing the CPL host having a good time. We can't show the feed here, folks, for copyright reasons. This is a watch along. So, you do understand. That's why I'm adjusting my mic. We're here at EXTV Studios. And we do a lot of live streams. And you could check out our post-match, which will be done by Vidya Ramphal. And we'll probably, depending on how the result goes, try to get some post-match interviews with the players and so on when they get back. So there's an appeal, and he is out. Darren Bravo is out. Tahir is celebrating. He doesn't think so. He wants to appeal it. So Tahir is celebrating in his typical flamboyant, passionate way. Darren Bravo is appealing the decision. This could be crucial. Guyana looks supremely confident that he's out. And let's see. Let's take a look at the replay, folks. Let's take a look at the replay. Darren Bravo doesn't seem to be convinced at all. He immediately starts shaking his head towards Hales. So the delivery looks good in the replay here. Folks, if this is a wicket, it makes things very complicated for TKR. So I'm looking at the replay here. From my angle, it's very tough to see. I don't know what you all are seeing. So according to this ultra edge thing that they have here, it seems like there's impact on the knee for the ball. And according to... So they're checking... Okay, so he's out. So, wow. That is a crucial wicket. So all of a sudden, the dynamic has changed a little bit. Because at the beginning, Guyana looked very shaky when that expensive over from Romario. And now all of a sudden, Puran is gone, Monroe is gone, Bravo is gone. We have seen collapses in the past for Guyana Amazon Warrior fans. Do you think this is going to be one of those days where Guyana rises to the occasion? Nothing is impossible. It is now 54 for 3. We are in the 7th over, approaching the 8th. Trinidad needs 77 runs from 73 balls. They do have a lot of firepower. So Sunil Narayan is coming in. The king, Sonny, whatever you want to call him. So TKR is going to rely on all their experience in this game. And kudos to the Amazon Warriors. They are giving it a good fight, folks. They are giving it a good fight, folks. They are not letting this go down with a fight. In fact, folks, what do you think about my lighting? I'm going to try a different set of lighting. Alexa, lights off.
Okay.
What do you think? Do you guys like the shadows? Alexa, lights on.
Okay.
What do you think? Did I miss something? My God, did I look away from the screen for one? Okay, there we go. That was a replay. So Sunil Narayan is in, 54 for 3 in the 7th over. They're going to have to rely on the experience, folks. They're going to have to rely on the experience. So Sunil getting a single there. And, it's interesting now, folks, because, let's say, Guyana manages to stifle TKR, maybe get a couple wickets. It's going to be tough. So far, it's still within reach. I think if TKR does lose one more wicket, it's a little bit of a cause for concern. We have seen... And Trinbago Knight Rider fans will know this. The last time they were in the final, there was a little bit of a collapse. I don't think this team seems a bit, focused to get it. Trinbago fans in the live stream, I really love to hear your thoughts on what's going on right now. Tahir is always ultra competitive. Guyana is at home. They're a strong team. And they are showing that they are not gonna go out like that. So I like this. We have a game, folks. We have a game. So Moeen, if I'm pronouncing this correctly, facing the very experienced Sunil Narayan. And this is where we need Sunil to really step it up. And Hales is in there, just hanging in there. So this is an interesting point in the game, folks. Snatching a quick single. Ball was on target, was it? Are they going to appeal? Yep, there's a lot of appealing, folks. So they're going to check if there's a run out. How awful that would be if that's a run out. Let's see. Oh boy, it's kind of close, folks. It's kind of close. I'm seeing the replay here, folks, and I can tell you it's kind of close. But I think he's not out. Yep, he's not out. He is not out. They made that decision pretty quickly, though. So TKR needs to rely on the experience to get through this. And I won't lie to you, folks. I am feeling the fatigue from this game. No matter what happens, of course, I'm from Trinbago, so I hope they win. But it's looking tricky, folks. Are the Knight Riders going to see this out, or are the Amazon Warriors going to step it up at home? 130 is by means not a terrible score, but it's not what you want. Usually in finals, sometimes the scores are not really that high. Sometimes. So I think with the situation, how it's going now, I think Guyana would be reasonably comfortable. Of course, not perfectly comfortable because, you have somebody like Sunil Narayan facing. So as it stands, as you can see, there are 74 runs and 68 balls. If they could manage to stifle and even get another wicket, it's going to be troubling. And, Bravo and his staff is going to have a conversation. And, they do have a lot of firepower, but we've seen in the past it doesn't always work. I'm adjusting my seat because I've been sitting like this for a long time, folks. Listen, I don't know how those CPL commentators do it. But this is interesting. So the run rate is 6.45 and the required is 6.63. So they're doing a pretty good job. Very much like TKR stifling them. And we're going to need Narayan. Meaning Trinbago Knight Riders is going to need Narayan to really step things up. I just shifted my camera there. I hope I didn't mess it up too much. So, the Guyana Amazon Warrior fans who were looking a bit defeated a little earlier now look a little bit more, positive. I'm reading a sign, give Pretorius house and land. Well, yes, you have some fans there. So the Guyana Amazon Warrior fans are, back in the positive mood. It was looking pretty bad. And is that 4 runs? Trying to stop it at the edge. They did well to stop it, so it was just 2 runs, I think. So it's now 59 for 3 in the 9th over. And I'm looking at the graph here. And it's pretty, from a statistical point of view, the Trinbago Knight Riders are going according to plan, somewhat, a little bit off, but not terrible. And what they need to do is not lose another wicket. My score just disappeared. I'm going to try to bring it back, folks. Let's see if I can get it back for you guys. I don't know what happened there just now, but I'm going to try to get it back. I don't know why that happened. But don't worry, folks, I'm on the job. Andre, the multitasking master. Alright, I think that should be okay now. And we're back. Scoreline is back. So, 70 runs and 62 balls. Can the Amazon Warriors upset TKR? Or will TKR get that elusive trophy? And you know what, folks? As a Trinbago Knight Riders fan, this is tense. But as a fan of it, this is a good final. 2 powerful teams. It's like a game of chess and they're cancelling each other off. And, for some reason, my scoreboard keeps shifting. I don't know why that keeps happening. I may have to just take it off completely if it keeps doing that. It's kind of annoying now. I don't know why that's happening. So it keeps shifting for whatever reason. And, folks in the live stream, I know everybody's glued. I'm seeing the viewers in there right now. Guyana Amazon Warrior fans are 69 to win off of 60 balls. So there's a strategic timeout. So I think, Bravo and his staff are going to have a discussion with his guys. And I think it's an absolutely needed discussion because, with those wickets being lost, 130, while it's not the biggest result in the world, like I said, I'm not a cricket expert. I'm a football guy. It does look, and this is kudos to the Guyana Amazon Warriors. Not very easy to attain at this point in time. If you ask me this at the second over, and it just shows you how this game has contrasting emotions. The Guyana Amazon Warriors, they were basically looking like they were broken in the second over. I think Romario, it was like 20-something runs in his over, 4 wides. And then, boom, 2 wickets. And all of a sudden, it's a different story now. And I think this is where Bravo is probably going to have a quick conversation with the guys and discuss what's going on. And, definitely both teams, I think Guyana will be happier with things right now. Not completely happy because, it's not done. But I think with all things considered, it was shaped up to be a little bit of a, at least in the first and second over, a bit of a landslide for the Guyana Amazon Warriors. But now, I think it's 50-50 right now. These next 3 to 5 overs are very crucial. Very, very crucial. If Guyana is to come back, they're going to have to, stifle them and get some wickets. Fans out there, I know there's a bunch of viewers out there. Let me know what you think. What is going on. For all the streamers in there, I'm seeing a lot of viewers coming into the live stream. For the people who are watching the game all over the place in the sports bars all over. Like I said, I can't show the video here, but we can have some discourse. So they're showing the previous wickets. And I would love to know the conversation that they're having right now. I'm super dehydrated. I drank out all my drinks, folks. I should have brought more hydration. So, I'm guessing Bravo is having that conversation, trying to calm them down. Truth be told, I can't really say how this game is going to go. I really can't say how this game is going to go. So, right now they're having a strategic timeout. If you're just joining us, it is 62 for 3. Trinbago needs 69 runs and 60 balls. So, however, if you asked me this a couple overs ago, I think TKR were looking like the favorites. Right now, it's on a knife's edge. This is a crucial point in the game, and let's see how both teams react to this. And I'd love to hear the fans' opinions. I know it's really tense and people's eyes are glued to the screen, but I'd really love to see and hear what the fans are thinking. All right, so I took a little pause for a second there. I was trying to refresh my stream here. So they're back. And let's see how both teams are going to react. Like I said, this is crucial. Whatever discussions took place, I think the next 3 to 4 overs will decide how this game is going to go. If Amazon Warriors get some wickets in there, I think it's going to make things very complicated, and it's going to test the nerves of the Trinbago Knight Riders. Because remember, in the past, Sunil Narayan almost getting a 4, but Hetmeyer doing very well, showing some athleticism to stop that 4. which is good form on his part because, like I said, at the beginning of this game, Guyana looked broken, and kudos to them for kind of putting the game on an even edge, if that makes any sense. So, that could have been an easy 4 runs, and he stopped it. And those things could prove to be the difference in the end. So, like I said, the next couple overs are going to be crucial. If Guyana could get some wickets and stifle TKR a bit, they could possibly bring home that trophy. So I'm seeing a little bit of a replay here, and Bravo having his conversations. Like, folks, I'll tell you this, having been in and around them in the 2020 season when they won, it was very insightful as somebody who does, media and somebody who's a fan of the game to see how these guys operate. And once again, my score thing is going all over the place. I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's a little bit annoying, but I'm fixing it as we speak. Keeps happening. I don't know why. I think it's okay now. So, oh no, is this it's in the air. Oop. A little bit of an awkward shot by Heels there. I think he was kind of caught between two minds there, and it didn't really get where he wanted it to go. But he got away there with one. So, 65 to win from 55 balls. We are approaching the end of the 10th over. And, Guyana clearly has a plan. And I could say within the next, 2 to 3 overs, if Guyana can manage to get some wickets, it could start making TKR a little bit uncomfortable, which could probably force them into some mistakes. So there's still a lot of belief in this game. And I'm kind of glad it wasn't, what a lot of people were saying in the comment section at the intermission where it was a done deal. So the Amazon Warrior fans are back into it. Some are happy, some are pensive. And I can understand why. I am, like I said, I'm a football analyst. But I'm having a good time trying to work out the scenarios here and try to figure out what's in the minds of these guys. So, let's see. I'm actually pacing myself because this is the first time I did a live stream like this. And, it is interesting. And I don't know why my score thing keeps shifting. It doesn't make any sense why it's doing that. But I will fix it as required. Like I said, this was a very last minute thing. So Moti is on the attack, as they say. A player that my dad rates very highly, and a lot of people do as well. So Guyana fans, even the Trinbago fans who are in the stream right now, can Trinidad, the Trinbago Warriors, the Trinbago Night Riders, sorry. That's to tell you, I'm getting a little bit fatigued now. Can they see this out? This game is pretty tense. It's not like a one-sided final. I think you're seeing, the quality from Guyana now. Because they could have easily mentally collapsed in those first 2 overs, but they haven't. Sunil Narayan, is it a maximum in my Ian Bishop voice? Yes, it is. 6 runs from Sunil Narayan. They are going to need the experience of Sunil Narayan. That is a crucial 6. And that is an ideal response to a tense situation right now. And, this is what you need from your players like Sunil Narayan. You get a couple 6s in there. You don't lose your wickets. And you slowly work your way towards the target and, at a reasonable run rate. So that's very good. And he has his game face on. A lot of experience. Bravo and Monroe doing their part. So, let's see. So 57 to win from 52 balls, folks. That's very interesting. Is that a wide? It's a wide. So, Sunil Narayan, the king. Well loved by the Kolkata Knight Riders and Trinidad and Tobago fans. Will he rise to the occasion, the veteran? Is that another 6? A maximum, as they say? That's my Ian Bishop voice. Something Andre Russell will be proud of. Sunil Narayan with another wonderful 6, folks. It is now 50 to win from 51 balls, and this is what you need from your players. And this is why, the Trinbago Knight Riders do have the squad that they have. It's a bunch of experienced players, and, the argument has been made, is the squad too old? And, it's a discussion we see in a lot of sports all the time. When you have some experienced teams versus young teams, youth versus, experience. And I always believe in both. I believe you need both. And, like I said multiple times in this stream, you need winners. Like I said, you can see the fluctuating moods of the Guyana Amazon Warrior fans. Now their faces are serious again. If Sunil gets into that groove, that's not what they need. So they're getting 2 runs there. So, slowly progressing towards the target. Like I said, this would be a crucial 2 to 3 overs here. If TKR can manage to stabilize things and get to about 100, I think it's a high possibility, barring a monumental collapse, that this is heading towards TKR. And I think the Amazon Warrior fans know this. It's on a knife's edge. In order to neutralize this, they're going to have to get a wicket soon and at least stifle any runs from being made. That's my opinion. So let's see. Let's see how that goes. This could probably be a comfortable single right here. Is it? Or Sunil choosing not to run, folks. So Moti, top quality player. Based on all my cricket fans, they are definitely, he's highly rated. So like I said, folks, I should have titled this stream a CPL final done by a football analyst. Sunil Narayan, game face on. I'm surprised he didn't rush for that single in the previous ball, but he took it this time. So now it is 84 for 3 with 12 overs gone, 47 to win from 48 balls. Interesting, folks. Interesting, folks. I think everybody is glued to their TV right now. Everybody's glued to their TV right now. It's very difficult to say where this game is going to go. It's very difficult. I think Sunil Narayan and, Bravo and those guys, even though he's out there trying to use their experience to just kind of see it out. Not try to be too crazy. And, get that crucial amount of composure that you need. So I'm seeing a graph here on the feed I have. And, in terms of the graph and the comparison of, the run rates, TKR looks like if they continue at this rate, in theory, mathematically, they're supposed to win. So there's a little B-roll shot here of Badri and some of the TKR fans sitting with some Guyanese fans. And, the TKR fans have that kind of look of quiet optimism. And the Guyanese have that sort of pensive nervousness. I could be wrong. Shamar Joseph stepping in to face Narayan. So let's see how that goes. If I'm pausing from time to time, it's because my throat is extremely exhausted. And we'll see how it goes. Doing good. Very sharp fielding there from Moeen. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly at all. I hope you guys in the live stream tell me that. And some DHL fastest deliveries I'm seeing here. So Shamar Joseph, 146.1 kilometers per hour. That's insane. That is crazy. So somebody like me who plays football, just trying to imagine that, that's just very daunting. So 47 runs on 47 balls. Is that a wide? Is that a wide, folks? Yes, it is a wide. So, I mean, Guyana has given away a lot of, in football we call it unforced errors, but they have given away a lot of free runs, especially in the first 2 overs. And then, they got those wickets. So, that doesn't help when you have a score of 130. So I'm seeing a sign here It's the Jamaica, sorry, the Guyanese saying curry war. It's all in good fun most of the time. And is it going to sneak for the boundary? And no. I think Pretorius was able to stop that. And I think Narayan and they were able to get a couple runs off of that, which was good. And I think it maintains the rate that you would like to attain that possible fifth title. So I think, I'm being very honest, I don't think this game is even remotely over. All it takes is a couple wickets and TKR will be in some trouble. So it's very crucial that Narayan and Hales do the business. Yes, they have other batsmen that could come in and swing a couple sixes, but you don't want to get to that point where you're desperate. You don't want to get to that point. You want to make sure you have those wickets in hand and, you're getting consistent runs. And, Guyana is going to have to be very smart. And I think with all things considered, I think they're doing okay. Of course, not perfect, but I think they're doing okay. So 43 to win from 45 balls. So from a statistical point of view, TKR would be happy. But that could change very easily with a couple of wickets. And Guyana, make no mistakes, folks, are capable of that. Bit of an awkward delivery to deal with Hales, but they managed to get a single. Or was it Sunil Narayan? No, Hales. The Grinch is in the crowd, apparently. Whew. I'm seeing some little shots and cutaways to the VIP section, and you could see the stress on the Guyanese fans. They are staring at this game intently. You have you do have the individual fans who are celebrating. The umpires are having a discussion, something with the ball. Welcome. I see KXNG. Curry Chicken, welcome to the live stream, KNG. Listen, a lot of people are watching the game so much, I'm not getting a lot of feedback. Welcome. Let me know where you're from, where you're watching the game. Everybody who is in there, if you're just joining us, it is 89 for 3 in the 12th over, 42 to win from 44 balls. So KXNG, welcome to the live stream. We have a lot of people in here, but I'm sure they're really staring at it. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. It really helps, folks. It really helps. So, KXNG and everybody else who's in there, how do you think this game is going to go? I think it's way closer than a lot of people thought. From an emotional perspective, a lot of people thought it was done. I think Guyana Amazon Warriors are doing really well to sort of stifle the game and make TKR work for it. But, from a statistical point of view and with the run rate and those things like that, I think it's looking, at least at this point, favorable to the Trinbago Knight Riders. But KXNG, welcome. Welcome, folks. Like I said, this is my first cricket live stream. I'm a football analyst and I usually do football things. But, I really love that technology can allow us to engage and discourse during the game. And right now, it's curry chicken versus chicken curry. And it's pretty close, folks. It's pretty close. If I'm pausing in between, it's because my voice has taken a pounding. So it is 42 to win from 44 balls. I'm seeing a cutaway of Akil Hussain and Colin Munro having a conversation. Sunil Narayan, is this a 6? It's up in the air. And he's gone, folks. Sunil Narayan is gone. Now, this is interesting. That is a very crucial wicket for them because even though TKR does have the firepower to come in, this definitely makes the game very interesting, and it's starting to probably pressure because a lot of the experienced guys and this is where the big man can step in, and that's the kind of firepower TKR has. I've seen with my own eyes in the 2020 season when I worked with TKR, when they had the undefeated season, which was the last time they won the title. And I hope it's going to change this time. He pretty much snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. I think they were like maybe 6 or 7 overs away from defeat, and he made like 70 something runs, or just sixes. So he is capable of monstrous forms of sixes. So is he going to get a barrage of sixes to save them? Because they really need that right now. So you can see that little bit of emotional, skepticism from the Guyanese. Because yes, they are happy with their wickets, but at the same time, this is far from over. But I have to give kudos to the Guyana Amazon Warriors. They are making this a game. They are making this a proper game. This is not an easy win for TKR. This could easily go in the wrong direction. You still have Carty, Russell, Hussein, and to come. But I think, TKR would like to just not get to that point. So far, the experienced players, not getting the amount of runs you would like, but, decent enough from a statistical perspective. So, Tahir is facing Hales. Hales is hanging in there. I remembered in the post-match press conference, if you all could head over to the YouTube channel, where I think Andrew Russell was saying, sometimes they tell Hales, Hales wants to make a bunch of runs. Sometimes he just kind of calms down and keeps that stability, and that was crucial in the last game. So, folks, curry chicken versus chicken curry, folks. It is a proper battle right now. And TKR, I think at this point, they don't want to lose any more wickets. Because I think then it goes into desperation mode. And the psychological advantage, at least in my mind, goes towards the Amazon Warriors. And they're at home. And they are not going down without a fight. And Tahir that guy is a proper representation of his team. Win or lose, he goes down fighting. Pollard adjusting his gloves. And they're going to need a masterclass from Pollard to get that out there. So let's see. And it's in the air, and he gets a 6, which is what you want from Kyron Pollard right now. So the TKR fans are basically, my screen in the back is doing something here. I don't know why it does that, folks. Whatever. So 35 runs on 40 balls. This is what you need from Pollard. A couple sixes, and we're good to go. So we got a quick shot of the wives and girlfriends. Everybody kind of looking a little bit tense. I think even though this is the biggest party in sport right now, both sets of fans, unless they are intoxicated, are definitely looking at this game with intent. This is the second time I've seen the umpires looking at the ball. There's something that's concerning them. I don't know what it is. All the conspiracy theorists will be coming out right now. What are they doing? Pollard and Hales having their discussions. And I think, like I said, crucial moment, folks, for both teams. I did say this when we were around the 9th over. Between the 9th and the 14th over would be very crucial to decide who wins this match. Tahir and Pollard getting into some little, the banter that goes. Pollard playing it safe with a block. Tahir is a player that's not going to go down without a fight. What a proper legend for this team. Oh, I love that, the sportsmanship. They're hugging each other in the middle of this battle, and it shows some class. I love that. Is this another 6 on Pollard? It's up in the air. I can't tell where it's going to land. Is it? Oh, it's a beautiful 6. Kyron Pollard doing Kyron Pollard things. Hetmeyer is just sitting in disbelief on the ground, into orbit. I remember I had the opportunity to film up close some of these 6s, and I won't lie to you. He was just hitting those balls out of the park like it was nothing. And I think people underestimate the physical strength it takes to do that. And he does it. It's another one. Is it another 6? 3 6s in a row, folks. He's doing Kyron Pollard things. What a season this guy has been having. Whether they win the CPL title or not, you could see the faces have changed once again. Listen, you Guyana Amazon Warrior fans are going through an emotional roller coaster right now. The TKR fans that are there seem to be kind of quietly optimistic, not too phased. But, at times it look like Guyana. So, barring a collapse on TKR and Pollard doing what he's doing, they're heading in the right direction. So, 2 sixes so he got 3 sixes and just a quick single. Hetmeyer kind of grimacing and laughing like, wow, how do we stop this guy? Like, like somebody who has expected this. So 22 runs from 36 balls. It's still close, folks. It's still, folks. I'm still close. People in the comment section, in the live stream, let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're thinking. Subscribe, like, share. How do you think this game is going to go? Also, I really appreciate the support I've been getting throughout the CPL. Our analytics have been through the roof, both from our football and cricket fans. And, those of you who have been following the Trinbago football team will be doing the upcoming World Cup qualifiers. I have been asked to redo some of the live gaming streams. I haven't done that in a while, and revisit the 2006 World Cup. Depending on my time and the requests, I'll do it. Folks, when you like, share, comment, subscribe, and all those things, you automatically qualify for a chance for one of our giveaways, which initially was a football jersey, but if it's one of the cricket fans, we could try to see if we could get a Trinbago Knight Riders jersey and maybe get some signatures in there. So, do it. So if you're just joining us, it's 109 for 4 in the 14th over. 22 runs off of 35 balls. And Pollard has taken a lot of pressure off the team with those sixes. And they're going to need his experience to see this out. And that force of nature that is Pollard. I don't think they want any more wickets, because then I think the pressure starts to come on. I'm seeing some smiles on the TKR bench, but not cocky. I think it's quiet confidence. But this game, make no mistake, is not entirely done. A wicket now could completely change the game. So you're seeing some quick shots of the TKR bench. Puran and Bravo, you're laughing. But I think it's more, guys who have been here before. I don't think it's arrogance. You could see that determination on Tahir's face. It's not over until it's over, folks. It's not over until it's over. So, Guyana, there's a worried look on everybody's face. There's a worried look. So there's 22 from 34 balls. Getting a quick single there, Pollard. 20 runs off of 9 deliveries. And the stats in night finals for Knight Riders: 1-4, lost 1. So they have very good stats in the finals. So the last time they won was in 2020. So people in the live stream, let me know what's happening, folks. Let me know what you think. How do you think this game is going to go? This is interesting, folks. This is way more interesting than I thought it would be. I've never done a live stream like this before. Like I said, I'm a football guy. Is that a wicket? Close. Very close. So if the Knight Riders are able to sustain things as they are, theoretically, it should be a done deal. But we all know this game isn't a theoretical one. It's played on the pitch. If Guyana are able to get a couple of wickets in there, all of a sudden it's an interesting game. You can see Andre Russell and those guys on the bench. The physio Royal and those guys, all kind of sitting there. Bit of a fumble by Tahir there. So I think they did get a single. So it's I'm looking at the speed of these deliveries, 143.6 kilometers per hour. Just imagine getting hit by one of those things. We have a quick shot at Colin Board there. I guess that's, the face of a man who's been here many times. We have a very, very interesting, behind the scene piece that we did with Colin Board. It's on our EXCV page. I'll put a link for it in the video below, but you could check it out on our YouTube channel. So it's 111 for 4. And we are now in the 15th over. So some strategy taking place. Pollard having a conversation with Heels. Like I said, If Guyana was to get a wicket right now, we would make things very tricky. Pollard and they are smiling, but I know these guys are just getting involved with the antics and so on with this game to try to sustain things. So, folks, is it going to be a chicken curry night or curry chicken? Let me know. Let me know. So, Trinbago need 20 runs off of 30 balls. This is a proper final, folks. This is a proper final. And I have to admit, Kieron Pollard has been a beast in this season's CPL. I know he has been criticized in the past. The ball is in the air. Is it clear for the boundary? I can't tell. Oh. Could he have done a little bit better to catch that? You could see Hetmeyer a little bit frustrated on the ground there. I felt as if... I mean, I'm not going to judge these guys. These guys are pro cricketers. That wicket may have complicated things a lot for the Trinbago Knight Riders. So Kieron Pollard dodging a bullet there. You could see Hetmeyer, a little bit of an exasperated look on his face, because I know he would know how crucial that would be. Pollard getting a quick single there. So they're slowly inching their way. Not losing any wickets, which is important. Very much kind of more on the positive side now, because he went for that swing, and that is a crucial wicket now, folks. A crucial wicket. Can Guyana now complicate things for TKR and win their second title? Pollard raising his arms up in the air. I don't know if that's a gesture to taunt the fans. You know, I see they're applauding him. Sheldon and those guys, you know, they're applauding him. So I don't know if it's just kind of like a little bit of banter to the fans. So Andre Russell is on. So this is interesting because, you know, let's say Andre Russell swings and misses a couple times and he's done. Each time a wicket goes down, the pressure goes up for TKR and it kind of goes a little bit away from the Amazon Warriors. It's still mathematically favorable in my eyes to the Trinbago Knight Riders. One more over, one more ball. Tahir's hand will end them all. I guess he made that sign really quick. This is they cut a shot to one of the fans. So I'm seeing a replay. Pollard swung, but he was well beaten by Tahir. So the game has just gotten very interesting, folks. And Andre Russell is now out for a duck, folks. This game has completely gone on its head. Completely gone on its head. Tahir stepping up. This is a proper legend for the Guyana Amazon Warriors. This atmosphere has completely changed. Completely changed. Now the pressure is on TKR with that quick dismissal of Andre Russell. It now puts pressure on whoever's coming in. I can't remember who's coming in now. This is not good, folks. This is not good at all. Because you really needed your veteran to step in tonight. There's a decent amount of overs, but you have to not be careless. Now, they do have some wickets in hand. So, Carty is coming in. And, you know, we're going to see if the youth can get it done. So, Heels is having a discussion with him. He's probably saying, you know, just keep it calm, do your thing, you know, being a champ. So, it's still... The trophy is within TKR's reach, but Guyana is definitely making them work for it and complicating things. And who knows? Will this be a collapse for TKR? Will Guyana get that second? Because they are definitely working really hard to get it, folks. And they are making that 130 scoreline very much, well, 131, very difficult to attain. And that's when you have two very talented teams in the final. This is what you get. So the crowd is now back on their feet for Guyana Amazon Warriors. It was looking a little bit daunting. Carty is on. Tahir is being a proper competitive champion for the Amazon Warriors. What a warrior. He definitely is such an icon for this team. Such an icon for this team. This, I don't know what to say, folks. This is where it gets interesting. You know, even if maybe you fast forward to the stream and get to this point, 17 runs on 24 balls. You know, statistically, it looks highly in favor of, not highly, but favorable towards the Trinbago Knight Riders. But, man, I don't know, folks. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I think they're going to 100% need these two guys to see out this game. You could see there is a bit of, optimism back in the Amazon camp. I mean, to be fair, it was always there, but there were moments where it was up and down. Joseph back in to face. He's going to bowl towards Hales. You can see Tahir is all fired up, and that's what you want from your leaders. Andre Russell being out for duck, as we say, for 0 is definitely not what TKR needed. Pollard being dismissed, that's two powerful men just gone there. Like I said, I've seen crazier things. And, TKR is probably getting some PTSD. Both teams, having that sort of PTSD. So it's a proper psychological battle now. Is that a 4 runs? Well stopped by, is that Shepard? So that's the kind of stop you need right now. Wow, his elbow went really deep into the ground there. You could see he's in a bit of some pain. I know sometimes when you dive into the pitch, I'm going to take a look at the replay there. He sacrificed his body. Ooh, so he dove. I'm trying to see if it's his elbow, if it's his foot. Hetmyer applauding the effort. Listen, kudos to the Amazon Warriors, man. These guys are putting up a proper fight. Oh no. It's up in the air. Is this another wicket? It's another wicket, folks. Hales is out. 116 for 7. Are we seeing a possible collapse in front of our very eyes? Because the title was within reach. And they've lost Pollard, Russell, and Hales within a very short period of time. This is the scenario I was talking about, folks, where if Guyana got some wickets, it's going to get complicated, and it is now very complicated. This is going to require some nerves, and we've seen in the past this has happened. So Alex Hales, not, just barely making, he made 26. I'm not too sure what's happening. He's kind of walking halfway off the pitch. Is it a appeal? I don't think so. So Guyana looked like if I was Guyana, I would be very happy right now, because it's still far from over, and all it needs is a composed amount of a composed couple over some TKR to get it all. However, those 3 wickets definitely threw that out the window. Hetmyer's having that conversation. And they are at home. Hales is very upset. Bravo, and those guys are consoling those guys. It's looking very close now. So, Akil Hussain. Will Akil Hussain be the hero for TKR? Wow. You can see Hales is very upset on the sideline. Perhaps that little lack of concentration. The ball was so quick, and it just bounced up into the air. Like I said, folks, kudos to the Amazon Warriors. So it's 15 to win from 22 balls. It's 116 for 7. We're in the 16th over, and 3 wickets have fallen very quickly. Andre Russell for 0, and they lost Hales and Pollard. And this is now a very tricky game, folks. If TKR are to win this, I don't think they could really afford to be dropping wickets, and they need Akil Hussain to get it done now. So let's see. I'm at the edge of my seat. Guyana put in some pressure there. Are they going to get a quick single here? I mean, at this point, a single is very valuable right now because they're very close to the 130. They have sufficient amount of overs where each single is very valuable. So they don't need to necessarily go for sixes. It's not a monumental scoreline they need to catch up to. So, it's looking pretty close, folks. Right now, I know all the viewers are glued to their screens. Absolutely glued to their screens. So it's looking very tricky, folks. All the players on the TKR bench are looking tense. You could see it. There's a quick shot at Ali Khan looking very worried. And, they should. Guyana is a strong team. Let's see what happens here. Yes. Containing TKR. Like I said, those singles are very valuable right now. 14 runs from 19 balls. So each time they lose one, it hurts. So if Guyana could see this out and stifle, and now TKR, from what I'm seeing, is under pressure. They need to get the run, so they may take the risks, which plays into Guyana's favor. Barring a monumental collapse and bowling some wides, which they did in the first, the beginning of the innings. If they're calm enough, they could see this out. So this is where a young Akil has to really step up. Come on, let's see Akil Hussain. Once again, good job keeping them from making that single. I don't know why my score keeps doing that, but I will fix it really quickly. Whoa. Wow. People in the live stream, if you're still there, I would love to hear what you guys are saying right now. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. I'm going to adjust my camera a little bit. If you're just joining us, Moti is about to bowl 117 for 7. We're in the 17th over. 14 runs from 18 balls. And there's a bunch of wickets. And we have Hussain and Kati in there. So the young guns, the older veterans having a hard time. So it's down to the young guns to get it done. Akil is a talented player. He's a fiery player. He's a competitor. But so are the Guyana Amazon Warriors. What's going to happen, folks? What's going to happen? Is it going to be a collapse? Every single is valuable right now. And, the youth is coming in handy. They were able to get 2 runs. I believe maybe if there was the older guys in there, they probably would have gotten 1. So that's a valuable 2 runs they got there. What a game, folks. What a game. 12 to win from 17 balls. At one point, very early in the game, it looked like TKR were going to cruise. The crowd is tense. The people in the live stream are tense. You could see it on their faces. People don't know if to celebrate or whatever. There's a nervousness and indecisiveness about how to react. An emotional, skepticism. Moti able to stifle here. So it's now 12 from 16, folks. 119 for 7 in the 17th over. 12 runs from 16 balls. We're taking a look at, I think they managed to get, and they're getting a second one here. So that's very, the youth and athleticism of Akil Hussain and Kati will come in handy here. So 9 to win from 15 balls. Guyana is going to have to try to stifle them. It's very tense. There's a quick shot of the wives and girlfriends of the TKR players. Jenna Pollard, always with a smile on her face. Very pleasant person. This is tense. I wouldn't want to play poker with them because, no matter what the pressure is, you could see. I'm seeing a quick shot of Puran Bravo, and both Bravos very tense as expected. I mean, I'm moving around in my chair constantly. This is very interesting. So Kati is facing. Are they going to get a quick single? They should take all the singles they can get now, folks. At this, I think Akil Hussain entire crowd is fixated on the pitch. Completely fixated on the pitch, folks. I could tell people in my live stream are totally fixated on this and trying to figure out what's going on. So, beautiful 6 runs from Akil Hussein. It seems like my stream is a couple seconds behind the actual scoreline. And I think this is pretty much it, folks. This is pretty much TKR on the verge of getting that 5th title. I'm going to bring my hat out to celebrate. Yes, folks, we're on the verge. People in the live stream, we're on the verge. It is now 1:29 for 7. And of course, my scoreline is going all over the place. So I'm going to fix that really quickly. This is the end. And that's it. That is it, folks. TKR have won their 5th CPL title. They have been waiting for it since 2020. Hats off, folks, to the Trinbago Knight Riders. They have won it. They have won it. They have worked hard. This game was very close. They won it in hostile territory in Guyana. Congratulations to the Trinbago Knight Riders. They have worked really hard. This was a very difficult final. And Akil Hussein has been the hero of the day, folks. The hero of the day. Wow. What a game. I'm very exhausted looking at this game. I have my celebratory hat. I can see they're happy. Akil Hussein is celebrating with his captain, and he stepped up when they needed him, folks. People in the live stream, Trinbago Knight Riders fans, there's going to be a party in Trinidad and Tobago for you Trinbago Knight Riders fans. It is the 5th star that they have been waiting for a long time. The last time they won, it was in 2020, and they finally got it. DJ Bravo, the champion, taking over as a coach, maybe bringing back some of that magic. This is a team that definitely had to work for this title, folks. Definitely had to work for this title. So, Trinbago Knight Riders have won. Folks, all the players are exchanging pleasantries. What can I say? They're going to put that 5th star on their jersey now. This is a team that has waited a long time for this. And Sunil Narayan and all the veterans may have been a little bit nervous. But you're seeing all the guys on the field. Ali Khan, the Guyana Amazon Warriors, you could see the disappointment on their faces. Pollard, all smiles now. And it's good to see that the players are very gracious about it. And, I have to say, I do have a lot of empathy for the Guyana Amazon Warriors. They put up a valiant fight. They have gotten to all these finals. It just seems sometimes very unjust how sport can be sometimes. But TKR has now cemented their status as the powerhouse in this particular league. And they continue to reinvent themselves, even if it means reinventing by bringing back some of the traditional players to get that victory from the glory of 2020 to the emotional roller coaster from 2021 to 2022 to the lows, the ups and downs, to now the ecstasy of now being once again the premier team in the CPL 2025 season is something that everybody aspires to be and to attain, but very few get. Kudos to this team. Kudos to this team. They have done it. And like I said, from the joy of 2020 when they won, for all those years of anguish and emotional ups and downs, getting to that final, and then, losing, and now back to the top is crazy. I don't know why my stream is doing this. Folks, like I say this, I'm going to end the stream very quickly. But congratulations to TKR. Congratulations to the staff. A lot of the guys are my friends. We spoke. And I'm really happy for them. I have friends in all the teams. But I'm from Trinidad. I had the privilege of working with these guys in 2020. seeing them from the inside. And, kudos to these guys. Kudos to these guys. And kudos to the Guyana Amazon Warriors. So well done, because this moment really tested the mentality of this team. It looked at one point in time like the game was slipping away. And, Akil Hussein really stepped it up in the end there. Really stepped it up in the end. Are they going to have a party and a parade in Trinidad? The last time they won when I was there was the pandemic. So it was a little bit restricted. But like I said, congratulations to Kyron Pollard. Congratulations to Bravo, coaching the team back to glory. He has that winning touch. And, I think the changes he made he will be vindicated in a lot of his decisions. I know a lot of people disagreed with a lot of the choices he made. Even when they were losing those games before the elimination, people were kind of writing them off. But congratulations to the Trinbago Knight Riders, folks. Congratulations. So, folks, it's been an absolute pleasure. I am completely exhausted. TKR are now the 5-time champions of the CPL. And they have definitely distanced themselves as the elite team in this tournament. And I'm pretty sure, knowing this team that they're going to continue and celebrate into the night. JCWT Stoic, we're having the best sporting week and a half. 2 world champion medals. Now we won the T20 journey. Yes, welcome JCWT Stoic. Am I pronouncing that correctly? In case you're wondering what he's talking about, folks, we are doing well in athletics as well. So this is a great time. And, the Trinbago Knight Riders are a shining light in a sporting perspective for our team. And this is exciting. So the curry chicken wins tonight, folks. And I'm wearing the hats. It was given to us by the TKR staff in the Trinidad run. And, kudos to the team. I was actually going to wear my 2020 jersey. I have it. If you can't see it behind there, but I have a whole stack of them. My colleague and cameraman Lawrence and I were there. I'm trying to fix my hat so it's symmetrical. JCWT, welcome. Like I said, folks, people, be sure to reward me with some likes and subscribing. And I will be signing off soon because I am quite exhausted. I'd love to hear the opinions of everybody else afterwards. Bravo is doing his thing. And they definitely deserve to win this CPL. So, I can tell you this, when they come back to Trinidad, we are going to interact and get some interviews with these players. And we're going to get some footage of the celebrations. And I'm hoping, since a lot of you subscribed, I'm going to probably try to get a signature for one of you winners out there. I have a nephew, Seth, who's a big fan of Andre Russell. He's probably very happy right now. They won the CPL. Akil Hussein, the young gun, who seems to always get it right for TKR. Kudos to this guy. We had a conversation and they won. Folks, I'm exhausted. I'm sure these players are exhausted. And believe it or not, an interesting stat for you all who don't know, this is Nicholas Puran's first CPL. He spent many years with the Guyana Amazon Warriors. He came across and it was tough going at first. And now they have won. So, with that being said, folks, unless I see any comments coming in, I'm going to wrap this up by saying congratulations to the Trinbago Knight Riders on their 5th title. We'll be posting content as much as possible. Be sure to head over to extvmedia.com where Vidya Ramphal will no doubt give us some his reaction, his expert opinion. JCWT, am I pronouncing it correctly? Stoic. I really appreciate it. As you know, I'm a football person and it's the first time I did a cricket stream and I'm getting to do a title celebration on my live stream at the EXTV studios. And it's been worth it, folks. It's been worth it. So like I said, congratulations to the Trinbago Knight Riders and the fans out there. Like I said, special kudos to Guyana Amazon Warriors. They put up a fight. The game looked like it was shifting dynamics throughout the entire thing. And now TKR have cemented themselves as one of the if not the only team, the elite team in the Caribbean Premier League. And I have no doubt that they have aspirations for a sixth title, because that's what this franchise is about. So, like I said, folks, I am going to sign off in a couple seconds. Be sure to head over to extvmedia.com, subscribe to the channel, like this video, drop comments. When you do that, you automatically qualify for a chance for our giveaway. Follow us on Instagram at ExtraTimeTVTT and my personal profile at Andre Soklal. And we also have a merch store you can check out. And, kudos to those guys. I have a good relationship with a lot of them. Some of them I don't know. But it's a franchise that belongs to Trinidad and Tobago. And, in a time where we have a lot of social issues going on, they bring a lot of joy to us. So I'm pretty sure they're going to bring the party back to Trinidad. And I will be keeping you all posted. You all could check out. We have our channel updates. And our Instagram page will be putting updates as well. So with that being said, folks, I'm going to sign out now. It's been an absolute pleasure. This is my first CPL live stream. And in the future, I'll definitely do more. So with that being said, folks, congratulations to TKR, and I'm going to be signing out now. Number 5, TKR. Take care, folks.